And we are live, everyone. Welcome. My name is Trent, aka TD. And I'm joined by the killer, knowledgeable, kind-hearted Kitty, tremendously talented trade up cards, and the charmingly I can never pull them off on the fly, man. Founder of Honeyland. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Welcome.
I'm doing
I'm
good.
great, man. Yeah, we'll get you a thesaurus, and then you can just look up words like amazing, awesome, incredible,
Yeah, I was
whatever you
going for
need.
the
Just insert them
alliteration.
there, and then yeah. So
Yeah.
In
Awesome,
what
man.
boss?
I've been looking so forward to this. I'm so happy we're here. Why don't you start us off with just an intro about yourself? How did you get into Web3? What's your background? Which details of you?
yeah, so man, let's see. So I'm the CEO. I'm one of the co-founders of Honeyland. Um, I've been a lifelong entrepreneur. So for the last 20 years, I've been, starting, operating, growing businesses. Done that in digital marketing, SaaS, e-commerce.
Nice.
Eventually exited a business. Got into like coaching. I just wanted to like take a break from operating, and then got a call from one of my co-founders now, Justin Barr, who I had always admired kind of his business abilities. And he said, "Hey, listen, I want to launch a Web3 gaming studio. We've got a studio lined up. I've got another co-founder who can bring a lot to the table, and just wanted to see, kind of what to explore." And so like we got in, we started looking at the kind of the game and the everything that was kind of the vision for it, and dove in. And so yeah, it's been a little over 2 years now that we've been building Honeyland, and just trying to I think look at some of these early Web3 games that were our inspiration, like Axie and things like that. Figure out where they really went right because they had so much that they got right. Figure out maybe where we could fix parts of the economy or the game or the community, and continue to improve on it, and just try and put Web3 gaming in front of in front of millions.
That's really interesting. The fact that you guys are a studio, I think, sets you apart from a lot of the projects that are out there. Can you talk a little bit more about the experience of some of the, not just co-founders, but some of the people you guys brought on early on? Because it's been pretty evident, I mean, especially going through the bear market, how you guys have stuck around. A lot of gaming companies and projects had to let people go. They had to close up shop. So the fact that one, you're still here is impressive, but not that you're just still here, but you guys are actually doing well. So can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so when kind of the team got put together, we assembled kind of the business, or what I would call the project side, and then one of my co-founders, Apoorv, had found a really talented group of developers who had been building Web2 games for a long time. They're in the MENA region. They had a couple of Cafe Bazaar Title of the Years, Title of the Year runner-up. So they'd built really, really successful mobile games with tens of millions of downloads. So we had like a really, really capable studio. Apoorv had kind of this idea and vision of this idea of kind of bees and Honeyland, that where you're going out on what you'd call kind of mining missions, creating a strategy and resource management game. And then I think one of the big advantages that we've had, kind of to your point, building through the bear and continuing to bring like a really solid project and team, is that we were all Web2 founders on the project side, and Web2 builders on the gaming side. And so when we stepped into this kind of Web3 space, we really tried to adhere to like Web2 first principles of focusing on profits and community and product. And we one of our weaknesses to this point has been we haven't been able to generate a ton of hype. I always talk about the difference between building in Web2 and Web3, because I've now done both, is that in Web2 you build a really, really good product, and if you can do that, it generates a bunch of hype. And in Web3, you try and generate a bunch of hype, and if you do, you have to figure out what the product is that you're going to build. And so we kind of took this way of like product first approach, as opposed to like a hype first approach. And so I think now, 2 years in, where we have a lot of product, a lot of community, a lot of track record of successful assets and token launch and NFTs and game and user acquisition, we've kind of executed on just about every part of the vision. And so people continue to gain more and more confidence in I think what we're building, and are having a lot of fun playing the game as well.
And you mentioned like you kind of emulated after some of the projects that you thought had done well. Can you maybe point out some of the things you thought Axie did well, or other projects, and what some of the things you think you can do better than what they were doing?
Yeah, so I think like DeFi Kingdom, Step In, Axie, like all of these that were these Web3 games that gained mass adoption, they proved that if you could find what I would call like a financially curious gamer, that there's Web3 really becomes an awesome opportunity, because there's opportunities to, create or own assets, buy assets, trade assets, to get essentially earn more assets for your time. We call, a lot of our NFTs, we call them asset earning assets, right? So you have assets that help you earn more assets. And because of the Web3 aspect, where you actually not only own but custody those assets, it gives you the ability to trade and create this marketplace with other players. There's a token economy. And so we looked at what I think those games did is they really validated that there's a massive market for people, financially curious gamers, to come in and like experience gaming in a different way. Where I think they went wrong is, in some of the how they attracted players was very extraction minded as opposed to participation minded. And so the selling point was that you could quit your job and make a whole bunch of money, not that you could actually play a game, participate, earn own assets, progress over time, manage your resources appropriately. And then there's also a market that you could actually trade with other players in this process. And so I think where they led was very much about the financial extraction opportunity as opposed to the actual game participation. But again, I have an incredibly high level of respect for just what they built, all of those projects, what they built. I still, talk to most of those teams and use them to talk about where they went right and wrong. And but at the end of the day, I think we're all trying to figure this out together. And I can't tell you that we have the perfect answer, but I can tell you we've seen some things that we think led to some of those problems or lacks of sustainability, and we've tried to fix those in what we're building with Honeyland.
Sheesh, quitting your job to work in Web3, who would be dumb enough to do that? Yeah, awesome. Kitty, do you have a question for you've been the first one out of the three of out of you and I. Corey's obviously, TradeUp's obviously played it.
Through day one of the tutorial, so
You just went through day one of the tutorial. Yeah, your mic needs to go up just a hair. I think I turned it up.
Sorry, I turned it down because of my typing.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, good.
Keyboard warrior over there.
Oh, no. I was just trying to let everyone know that we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only just started. I just got through day one tutorial, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I think I want to go get some bees.
So
Bees.
Kitty, did you see the kind of the walkthrough, I don't know, cheat sheet that they have?
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
So, Corey, while I go find that for Kitty, can you maybe talk about the ecosystem can be a little bit overwhelming, I think, for new players, even for people who've been around for a while, like myself. Like there's still things I don't do in Honeyland because I'm just like, I don't know if I know what I'm doing when it comes to that. And I don't want to mess something up as far as long-term value, if that makes sense. So can you give us kind of a 30,000 foot view summary of the ecosystem, and then maybe share some resources for where people, I know there's the Discord, and that probably has a lot of information and places amazing. Where people can find stuff, but maybe some resources where people can get started and how they can get more involved with the game.
Yeah, so let me start by answering that question. First off, our Discord community is absolutely incredible. Our goal with Honeyland is to really to find these, like, what I would call, again, kind of financially curious, or like these Web3 players that are hiding in Web2 that they don't know they're Web3 yet, and bring them into Web3. And so, we have these two elements where we really play all the Web3 games. We're in Discord, we've got all the Twitter, we do the spaces, we do, all that stuff for Web3, but we really try and make it accessible for Web2 as well. And so I'd say we've got probably the best community and mods in the world in our Discord and community, really. We've built a culture in there that is so fun to be a part of. It removes a ton of the toxicity. It's just not welcome there. And so a lot of the reasons that like Discord communities end up not being fun, I think we've kind of removed a lot of that and tried to put a really, really cool, helpful, and fun community over there. For the more Web2 minded, we are, if you go to honey.land, there's a big like help guide on that on our website. We call it the Bee Bible. And it really walks through kind of in like very simple terms, kind of all the questions that you could have. On the third front of that, we're building our own GPT engine right now. Should be live this, should be live this quarter.
Cool, right?
And so where you're looking at Kitteeh's like hive right there, she's got that little astronaut helper next to her queen. That'll become your AI chat friend that you can ask any questions to. There's probably gonna be some token syncs for strategy help and things like that. So a lot of things that we're doing to try and make it, you know, really, really accessible and easy to get started. To answer your original question, like the 30,000 foot view, what I would say is, you know, there's this real challenge of this game, which is we have to make it simple enough that anybody can understand it, but we have to make it complex enough that people are still entertained after, you know, years of playing. And so I think the bigger challenge right now is making the complexity seem simple, not the other way around. There are so many layers to the strategy and complexity. The game design is incredibly well done. It's about kind of coming in and knowing what you're doing and how to kind of start to learn a lot of those things. And so we're trying to make the education a lot easier, the onboarding a lot simpler. Kitteeh, you'll see that one of the things we're doing is right now the tutorial is locked by days. So you may be through with all the tasks of day one, which is really annoying that you can't just move on to the next section. So in early February, we'll have a new build out where we remove a lot of that stuff. We'll allow you to progress much quicker. And you know, one of our big focuses is like, how do we make this game free to play as long as you want, but allow you to also transition into the truly Web3 world? If we're going after, you know, a lot of these Web3 gamers that are hiding in Web2 right now, you know, and we've done it in, you know, you can find us in the Google Play and Apple iOS store. You can download us worldwide. So it's discoverable by anybody, Web2 players. You can come in and sign up with a Google or Apple ID. You don't need a crypto wallet or an NFT or cryptocurrencies, private keys, seed phrase. You don't need to know about any of that stuff to come in and start playing. We create a non-custodial wallet in the background for you. You can actually buy our token that you need to participate in the economy. It's the same token that you earn by going out on missions, but you can actually buy it as an in-app purchase in the apps, like in the game. Like, so you can use your Apple Pay or Google Pay to start to buy and accumulate those tokens. We've built a marketplace that, you know, that allows you to buy and sell and trade NFTs if you go to that marketplace there using HXD. And so like you as a fully Web2 player can go start owning NFTs without ever needing to sign a transaction or create a wallet or any of that stuff. And so we've really tried to like make this so easy for Web2 players to come in and, you know, experience all of the Web3 parts of the game. And so at a high level, this whole thing is about just keep your bees busy, send them out on missions. It's a, you know, resource management game. As they come back from missions, they go into cooldown, send them back out, and they'll be earning assets and items and currency that you can use in the game. At a very, very low level, there's a incredible amount of strategy to organizing your colony, organizing the missions. It is a PvE, you know, it's a, you know, player versus environment, but it's really kind of a PvPvE to where you're competing with other players to get the resources in the environment. So the more you actually strategize and put behind it, the more you can compete and earn against other players.
That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that. I've definitely tried to strategize a little bit of how I've dealt with sending bees out over the last, you know, many months. Can you talk a little bit about the differences between the free-to-play players and how they, you know, can transition into more of a, you know, having assets and being able to do a little bit more and maybe earn a little bit more? But what are the major differences, in your opinion, between those two different groups of people?
Yeah, so this is probably the biggest, well, I should say one of the biggest challenges that Web3 games are going to have to figure out, right? When you start to put two-way assets, like, you know, not just soft currencies, but actually two-way currencies that you can buy and also sell that have real value to make money, not through black market exchanges, but through like actual, you know, decentralized or centralized exchanges and marketplaces that take place in the game. You have to figure out how do you allow people to earn and own those over time, but not in a way that incentivizes multi-accounts and bots and all that stuff, so that even if it's a micro amount, that, you know, 1,000 accounts times a micro amount can actually equal something good. And so it was a lot of game mechanics that we had to figure out to get there. In terms of kind of just like, you know, having things like withdrawal tax or BMM upgrade, so that you can play, if you're just enjoying the game, you can participate in the entire economy, but you probably don't have the ability to actually start to extract from the ecosystem until you actually participate in it. So that's kind of the where it sits now. Our true goal is that we can have a bridge so that when I talk about participate in the economy, you don't necessarily have to spend money to actually get into kind of Web3 ownership and the ability to, what I would call make money or, enhance your experience, because as you start to buy those assets, you can earn more over time, you can do and complete more things, you can progress farther in the game. And so whether or not your goal is to extract whatever you're earning from the ecosystem or continue to participate, we want you to be able to do that. And so we're going to be doing something in this quarter where we're going to be adding in a what we'll call like just proof of human. So people who can prove a unique live human being tied to their account will have the ability to start to have like kind of two tracks. So one is like puts you on the track to true Web3 ownership. And one is if you want to remain anonymous, you can't prove yourself as a unique human being, then you can still play the game, but you're going to, you're not going to have that ability to start to earn to where you have real life, or I shouldn't say real life, but like more of the ability to earn and have assets that can be tradable or create real value. And so when we don't have to worry about one person setting up 1,000 accounts, it makes it a lot easier for us to put that bridge and reward in to get free to play players in, play for free as long as you want, and then actually progress into where you have real ownership of assets as well.
Cool. Yeah, I know that it's a resource kind of strategy game. I was curious because I know that you guys are kind of inspired by Axie, and there is the like battle where you can go attack people or people attack you, and so there is a little bit of a battle thing that happens in the game. I'm curious though, like with the single player quests right now seem kind of just like a more of a kind of automated version of that, but are there plans to maybe develop either like strategy or puzzle or like RPG style games for quests or for single player that expand on the game a little bit more than just being like I send my bees out to harvest or send my bees out to hunt for shards?
Yeah, and I'll say that this is a major focus of 2024 for us. So I think, the big challenge of Web3 games to this point has been creating accessibility so the players can come in and actually start playing the game, getting a game live, and then building an economy that like is sustainable, that actually solves a lot of these problems of like not encouraging extractors or not incentivizing multi accounts, but also making it so that you can progress and earn through the game. And so I think we've done that at a really high level. I think where the two areas that we're putting in focus in 2024 is number one, to truly make the player the hero. I think there's a lot of things just like leaderboards and the ability to flex and certain progressions that just don't exist in the way that I really want them to exist. And so that'll be a major focus. And then the other one will be just creating more fun and strategic gameplay. So again, right now, those missions can become repetitive over time. You're mining things, you're earning assets, there's the fun comes in that, but how do we build the fun more in the game? And so we'll launch and unlock Universe 2 later this year. I've got a big keynote that I'll be delivering on Tuesday that'll give a lot more information to that, but that'll unlock some new types of gameplay, some new game loops. PvP is a major thing that we want to fix, start building like multiplayer tournaments, live tournaments for PvP, things that add kind of a more active gameplay. And then kind of the third element is we have what we call the game mall. And the game mall is not yet developed. It's still kind of figuring out what we want, but the idea of creating other games that are part of the Honeyland ecosystem that leverage your Honeyland assets and leverage HXD and potentially give you exclusive items from the game that can be used back in Honeyland and start to build like this really more gaming ecosystem where Honeyland is what I call the token emission vehicle. That's the way that you can get the tokens into the ecosystem. And then the game mall as well as Honeyland all become ways that you can start to manage those resources that you're earning inside of Honeyland as those items and tokens are being emitted.
Cool. And Kitteeh is playing the game mall right now. So
the Bumble Bash, yeah, she's got one of those games. So in this is literally just a game. There's a daily tournament. Go get your score. It's fun. You can get keys from it. So like
it. Sorry, I wanted to do something like it for my little project. So when I saw this, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, so the challenge is like, how do we build a lot of little mini games like this, or do we build more kind of full like scale games? And so I think there's going to be a mix of both. I think the way that we've built this to date is that there's a lot of APIs with heavy security, but the right amount of access to allow other creators to start to create content and games that can leverage the Honeyland IP and build games that can be available in the game mall. And so I think, we're really we're trying to figure out exactly what that looks like. You kind of take one step at a time. I've got a lot of different ideas of how this can really go, but the idea is to exactly what you had mentioned is how do we start to build other Web3 games that leverage Honeyland assets, that give you kind of different game loops or elements of gaming that you can take part in, but all within the Honeyland ecosystem so that it doesn't just feel so mechanical.
Nice. And you kind of touched on it. So you got a keynote coming up next week. Sounds like there's going to be some exciting information out of that. Specifically, it sounds like a couple of my other questions here about, seasons or, expanding the game. So you got, sounds like Universe 2 is coming up. And then specifically another question I had was not only can you be active with sending bees out and owning assets that way, but there is also a passive part to your ecosystem where if somebody wants to just own land, they really don't even have to engage that much, right? They could just own land and kind of be partaking in the ecosystem that way.
Yeah. So in terms of the just kind of other seasons, I think there's two parts to the seasons. The first is like universes, and these universes will introduce new artwork. They'll introduce new characters. They'll introduce new game loops. There's a lot of really cool things. And again, I'll unfold some of that. I've kind of leaked some of that over time as well. But Universe 2 will come out, sometime this year. And we're really looking forward to that. And then we also do intend to have kind of seasons as well. When I talk about adding more like what feels like a game, what we traditionally think of as a game, not just kind of going and earning the assets, but finding new ways to need to progress or use those assets or burn those assets to earn different things, to create kind of more progression and other quests in the game. The goal is certainly to build in more gamified seasons as well. And so I would say those are, kind of the way that we're thinking about seasons, certainly. And then what was the second part of the question? It was
because I was thinking about expansion of your universe, which includes like more lands, right?
Lands, that's right.
And so there's also this passive part of it kind of partaking in the ecosystem where I don't necessarily as a player have to go out every day and send my bees out. But if I still want to be involved, I could just own a piece of land and other people could bring me assets, right?
Yeah. So first off, that queen at the left there for 85 soul is beautiful. She's got the radioactive body. She's got that really cool.
Please buy
yes.
this.
She's rad, and she's got the Genesis black background. That's rad. So the lands, yeah. So legally, I have to call this not passive income, but like low management income. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean. That's kind of where we started with this. Is like, hey, and then you realize
it is. You still have to go in and claim it, right? So
well, it's not even that. It's that if you just put your land, set it and forget it, and let it go, you're actually you're not maximizing your ability to earn from that land. And so there's a lot of things that you can do from the land. Not only does it generate, when you stake it into the game, it starts generating, commissions and entry fees from bees that are extracting resources from your land. You get airdrops every single week as long as it's staked. So as long as you're not listing it on the marketplace and things and stuff, and then it actually levels up over time. So to my knowledge, one of the first projects ever in NFTs that had like automatic art upgrades. So as you stake for 30 days, it levels up from one land to another land. And as you stake for another 90 days, it levels up from one land to another land. And with each level up, not only does the artwork actually change on the NFT automatically and dynamically, but some of the metadata changes too. So you can start to charge more for commissions. You can start to charge more for the entry fees. The airdrops become higher. And so, and then as players are playing on your land, sometimes there's a lot of bees on your land. Sometimes your lands are emitting better items than others. And so you can start to play with, a lot of those things. Players can put items on your land that have both positive and negative effects on it. And so, if you're actually managing your land, you're going to maximize revenues and be a lot more efficient with what it can earn. So it truly is low management. But at the end of the day, it is a way that if you didn't manage it at all, you have a land, you stake into the game, you could come back a month later and have a whole bunch of HXD to claim, a whole bunch of airdrops to claim, and get a lot of those items. So it can be as low management as you want, but the more management you have, and it just gives you another way to play the game. So for people who want to invest into the game, want to earn over time, but don't want to have to log in and play 3 to 4 times a day to send all their bees out, it's a low management form of earning in the game.
No, it's a great explanation. Thank you. And I do think that for some people that land could be a very good long-term way to kind of buy into the project, especially if you guys
How would
do
I?
get mass adoption.
What would I be looking for if that were the option that I wanted to go?
To go
So,
land?
Yeah. So Trent, if you look at the links, it's Honeyland Land.
Okay.
So you can click the info just below Honeyland Genesis Queens on that page.
Yeah.
There you go. And then click Honeyland, buy Honeyland. Click that. That's actually a link that'll show you all of our collections. And then at the very bottom row, you'll see Honeyland Land. Boom,
Okay.
bottom left. And that's going to be your land. And so the things that you're looking at with land are, so you notice these bases at the bottom where some are stone and some are honey and some are these like gemstones and some are gold. So those are those automatic art upgrades that I was talking about. The base of your land actually automatically upgrades the longer that you stake it. And so when you look at the land with the honey base, that has the least amount of ability to earn, goes up from there to stone, from there to gold, from there to the gemstones. And then we'll have actually one final, which is level 5 land. That'll be graduating very soon. So we'll have our first class of like level 5 lands coming on soon. But you're looking at that. You're looking at the zone. With each land, they're going to have like honey production speed scores and then honey pot drop time scores. They go anywhere from like fair to prime. And so you can kind of figure out like how much honey does a land produce because you're making commissions off of that. And then how many honey pots does it produce a day? Because the more honey pots it produces, the more bees are going to come there on hunting missions. And so, you know, those types of stats are going to give you more. But at the end of the day, it's all passive regardless, or I should say it's all low management, right? So like,
what is, so that sounds very like, I mean, Virtuic here, he knows what's up. He's playing on my my Gala land, which trade up, by the way, that Gala never made it over. And like, I'm having a panic, but not really. I'm prepared. I want to get in. But if anybody who knows me knows that even though I'm from NFT Gamer, I'm not really a gamer. I came at Web3 from a dev perspective. I've learned to game. I have gamed, but it's just not my forte. And now I strictly do not have the time to play really anything. And a lot of the same thing with my business partner. Like we have a tremendous amount of assets that go to a very tragic waste because they're not being used because there's a lot of them that they have to stay engaged with and click and all that kind of thing. And all of those aren't being done except for the ones where we have somebody doing it by proxy.
So there's
a land
question from the,
yeah.
Bemper asking how land rarity impacts the in-game. And so Corey can correct me if I misspeak here, but at least from my experience, there's two things you really want to pay attention to here. The zone, which affects which bees can actually get there. And then for the bees, it's going to be their endurance, right? And so the endurance will affect what lands they can actually reach. And now, if they're Genesis, they can go anywhere. If they're Generations bees, the endurance affects how far they can go. If they're Gen Z, then I think it's just your XP that affects how far they can go.
Bingo.
Yeah. So, but from a land ownership standpoint, there's kind of a trade-off. If you're somebody with a lot of assets, you probably want the higher zones, so that you can be.
How do I know which are which here? Do I have to click into them?
If you go into
click in.
If you have a higher zone like zone 6, 7, or 8, the higher it is, the fewer bees can reach there. And so if you have a lot of bees yourself, that could be beneficial to you. So then you're kind of, monopolizing your own assets. If you're just more of the low management person, you might want the zone 1 through 5 because the people who are free to play, their bees are going to be able to reach those zones. So it just depends on your strategy or your what you're trying to do. But that's how it affects the gameplay.
Yeah, and if I can speak to just a couple of these comments too. So Enlinea, winning Enlinea says 11 sold G. Universe 2, we're actually going to do a different thing with land where we're actually going to do weekly land rentals. One of the reasons is we just wanted to make it a lot more accessible for players, whether you're free to play with just a small amount of HXD or whether you're a whale. We wanted to make it a little bit more fair. So the land in Universe 1 is all NFT. It's all ownership. It's all tradable, all that stuff. And then in Universe 2, we won't actually have a land mint. It'll be weekly rentals, which will be a lot of fun, super gamified, and make it a lot more accessible for more players. And then, Coloring Jake says, got to get through the tutorial and hope I can get a good feel of the game with even with free to play. What I would say is stick with us, because right now I would say the free to play is probably a little too protective of the economy, where it's difficult to earn enough to like really feel like you're earning a lot. But we have a heavy focus. I talked about this, not only on like making the player the hero, but to allow free to play to truly progress through the game, as long as we can prove that you're a unique individual human being, right? That you're not multi accounts and bots and all that stuff. And so we're probably 45 days away, I think, from having 45 to 60 days away to having like a really, really good in-game path to that. But I would say it's one of the criticisms of Honeyland right now is that if you're not willing to come in with, $50 or $100 to get some assets, the game will feel a little bit restrictive. Although you certainly can continue to play, you'll be able to breed and hatch and go on missions and all that stuff. Upgrade your bees. You can participate in the shop. There's very few fees in the game for free to play, but it probably also won't feel like you're really having that kind of that financial gain to go and like purchase real NFTs and upgrade your queen and do a lot of those things that you're going to want to do. Our goal is to get there, and we will get there in a pretty short order.
And we've pinned the getting started guide. The one feedback I have for you, Corey, though, I noticed in Discord there are some commands for information, and some of those I couldn't find in that guide. So like the endurance one, like how far can a bee actually like reach? Maybe I just missed it in the guide, but I didn't see it there. And then that walkthrough cheat sheet, I didn't see that in the guide either. So I felt like those were things, at least for our community, like a lot of people who are really new, not just to Honeyland, but to Solana in general. That's the kind of stuff like they'd probably be looking for.
Yeah, so this is probably slightly outside of my like where I would be the best person for this, right? Mm-hmm. Our inside of our Discord, our support is incredible. When you're in the game, we've got a question mark at the top right of every single page. You can click support. We have live support that can chat. Those teams, we have a full like help shift FAQ database if you want to kind of like self-serve things. And so there's a lot of resources available. As you can probably imagine, I'm not super close to each of those pieces of kind of the support, but I know that we've at a high level tried to put like all of that. And again, bringing AI helpers in, we're building like explainer videos right now for onboarding. We're getting a lot more streamers that are coming in and doing like daily streams. So if you're a new player and want to figure out like how to strategize your Gen Zs to make the most out of what they're doing, or, like, hey, I've got, 3 SOL to spend, which is not, or half a SOL to spend, right? Whatever it is, like, how do I maximize whatever I'm willing to come into this game with? There's so many people that are able to help. By the way, I will say at the highest level, if you're looking to come in and spend a little bit of SOL or HXD to get into the game, find a queen, and the higher generation you can get, the better, because it just has mission boost benefits. They can breed more if they still have breeds available. They reduce cooldown. So the higher generation queen you can get, and then whatever her mood is, go buy bees that match her mood, because when you're mood matching a queen to the bees, that's where you get the biggest boost on missions. And so that's kind of the, yeah.
And if you buy land, buy bees that match the land.
Okay, so
there you go.
So we need, because I need y'all to help me here, because we're buying some stuff here, right? So
all right, I like it. Let's go.
He's going to be our Honeyland land manager. I mean, she's Queen Kitteeh, so it just makes sense that she's gets the queen bee and.
By the way, Kitteeh, that happens all the time when you're mood matching. You're like, it's just like I don't know if it works backwards or whatever. I'm frustrated. Somebody told me that I was going to be a frustrated bee. I guess maybe I'm frustrated, but yeah, they tend to match a lot. It's funny.
I literally got her yesterday when I started it, and I was like, "Oh, her mood's anxious. Oh, I'm always anxious."
Now you're going to make me go check my queens.
Yeah. So which of these lands here? So he a trade up sent me. Let me show you what he sent me. And let me ask you a question as a noob kind of on Solana. So we're from predominantly the Wax, but I mean, I've been on all the chains.
Cool.
But I mean,
Wax was one of my my very first NFT I ever bought was a Top Shot on Wax. So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. What year did you start in Web3?
2019. So
Nice.
kind of the end of 2019, I was
So
top
you
shotting.
wrote
I mean,
the-
I was in crypto and stuff before that. You know, I rode through the 2016, 17 with Ethereum. Like, you know, but 2019 was my first NFTs was on Wax, which reminds me, I should probably go open that Wax wallet and see what the hell's in there.
Yeah, I used to go to the Solidity meetups in 2017, and
Good for you.
they were like there was a strict no token talk, right? But it was like only like $80 at the time, but people would still
No token time.
And I remember I'm like, so how is this going to scale when each transaction costs like a nickel or whatever it was? Like, and I thought this isn't scalable. Like, little did I know, like 5 cents. Yeah, that's we would love that now.
Well, yeah, and then we don't love that. Solana is like we're 0.0002. Like our transaction fees are ridiculous. But yeah, Ethereum. I remember minting stuff and like the gas fees were more than the mint, and we didn't care because in 2020 and 2021, everything that you were minting was going up into the right. So like it's it's a fee to get in to own the thing that's going to 10x overnight. But yeah, it was to think that, you know, I paid literally hundreds, like $200-$300 in gas for a mint is wild.
So dumb. Yeah, what was
Banana? You and me, man, we're both frustrated.
On the other land, the Bayak land.
Oh, the other land gas was like 3,000.
Oh yeah, because gas fees are so jacked. Everybody was trying to mint. That was wild.
It might even.
And that was the first time
gas.
Yeah. That was the first time there was gas wars for so long on Ethereum because like it had cooled down. It went up to like you could mint stuff for, you know, 10, 12, $15 for a long time. And then that overland, that Deeds mint was wild.
So Trent, are you gonna buy some stuff and then maybe we could have Kitteeh kind of
hell yeah. This is the me that TradeUp picked out that he said that was maybe a good one, right?
Love it. She's a Gen 1, which is awesome. So you're going to get, other than Genesis, which you're going for like, you know, 50, 60, 70 soul. Like Genesis queens are incredible, but so you're getting Gen 1, which is great. She's getting you like 40% mission boost once she gets fully leveled up. You're getting significant reductions in your cooldown times. So she's great. Does she have any breeds left?
Yeah, she's 0 breed, so
that's baller,
she's
right?
0 mate count, so she can breed 18 times still, which breeding you'll find is a big part of this game. This is a great queen. So she's got this is that the fish skin, like the gills, I think we call it, on the skin. So every queen has scroll down, let me see the metadata at the bottom right. Okay, so we've got queen body. What does that say? The very gills, right? So very bottom right, Fox, very bottom right. Keep going. She's gills and she's the warrior queen, right? So every queen has both a body and a queen type. So what we wanted to do is create really custom, beautiful queen art, but we didn't want it to be generative because we didn't want it to like spoil just where like when you have hundreds of thousands in a collection, the generative can be a lot of fun and seeing how everything mixes. So what we did is we built 25 different queen types. So this is the warrior queen. You can see all her black garb. She's got the sword. We've got 25 different types of queens, everything from like the queen of love to angel queen to warrior queen, really cool stuff. And then they all have a body. We have 40 different bodies, or like what I would call skins. So if you scroll up, you'll see her body is gills. It's kind of like a fish. Go to the picture of the queen. So, and you'll see that she has like these colorful like gills body, like her like her ass, you know? And so really, really cool. So every queen has there's basically 1,000 different combinations. And I will, because I always spill alpha everywhere I go. When we move to Universe 2, so this is for anybody who's on this, it's going to be on Tuesday or whatever.
Nice.
Nobody knows about this.
Let's go.
It's not that big of a deal, but it's in my vision keynote. But when we move to Universe 2, we're actually going to be removing 5 of the queen types. So this is your warrior queen. I don't know if she'll still be in Universe 2 or not, but we're going to remove 5 of them and we're going to add 5 new queens because our art team is just got too ambitious and they're like, dude, we got way more queens that we want to keep launching. And so every new universe will come with 5 brand new queens. I'll preview those queens on Tuesday to show you what they're going to look like. And they are fucking crazy. Like the problem was like, they presented me like 15 different artworks and they're like, hey, we've got all these. Would you want to use any of these for you too? And I was like, I want to use all of them, but I can only pick 5. It doesn't make sense to like cycle. So we're going to pick 5 that are really, really cool. You guys are going to love them.
Nice.
Boom.
So did you
Heard
buy
it.
that one, Trent? Or you
Yeah, I'm
still
going
looking at
to. You got to cover your eyes because I don't want you to see what I'm about to do.
it? I'm just saying somebody might buy it before you do.
I know.
And then sell it to you for just a little bit more.
I got to trade this block over, and I know that you're going to be upset with me for it, but it just is what it is.
Hey, it's there for you to do what you want.
Yeah.
Oh no, what are we getting rid of?
Going to guac.
Some guac. Oh no.
Yeah,
So it's funny. While you're doing this, so our token went from like 2 cents to hovering around 20 cents. I don't know exactly where it is right now, but there was this crazy run up where like we had been building for so long, heads down, no hype, just keep building product and product and product, and then over a period of time, it started going up, and we started getting, instead of like $100,000 a day of trading volume, like 200, and then 400, and then $500,000, then eventually like $1 million, and the token price ran up, and it was like so cool. And I remember there was one big sale that like happened during this period that like, so now I'm like laser focused on the token price. It was really cool. It was over like December and like holidays and stuff like that. And I remember there was one, the first I heard about guac was somebody had made a massive sale, like, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of HXD or something, which obviously is going to move that token price when you're looking at, a couple $100,000 of trading volume. And so I went to go track kind of the wallet, and they sold all of our HXD and went and bought $50,000 worth of guac. And I was like, oh shit. So this is guac, huh? So I don't really know what guac is still. I don't trade meme coins or a lot of other coins. I try and just focus on HXD. But so that's my relationship to guac. When I see it, I'm like, oh man, somebody sold a bunch of ours.
It was not me, but I am on the guac council. So,
well, there was a lot of people buying it, and guac was doing great things. Yeah. And I was like, all right. So, but yeah, it was, that was my relationship to guac.
We interviewed their CEO, and it's like the saddest story in crypto for me, I think, and the greatest, but the saddest at the same time. I think it was like $100 in guac that I bought that day, and I split it with Kitteeh, and then we both spent half of that on raffles, like $25. We had 25 left. At its peak, like 3 weeks ago, that was $12K, and I never bought more. And those were not $12K worth of raffles I entered. I can tell you that. But
your mistake was not buying more. It wasn't entering those raffles. It was not buying more.
That's right.
So here's kind of my thing. Like, and again, this is stuff that I'll kind of talk about on Tuesday. I've talked to other people about this, so it's not like super like secret. But my goal with all of our assets is to make sure that you have the liquidity that you can move it in and out as you want. That there's plenty of things to buy if you want to buy, and if you want to sell, there's plenty of buyers coming in wanting to buy your stuff without people noticing on the market. And the second part of that goal is to make sure that every asset that you own today is worth more tomorrow, right? So the only reason that you would actually liquidate or sell that is that you want that immediately to do something else with, right? And so like, I think that's the big thing here is like, I want everybody to FOMO that they didn't buy more when they could have, or that they spent on a raffle or they bought a thing, right? And that's good and that's normal, for everything. But I also want you to participate in everything that we're doing today without thinking about like, oh man, well, this is going to be worth X in 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years. And so like, it's this weird like dance. But what I would say is find the projects you believe in, participate in them as much as you can, and accumulate those assets because, they're, and hang on to those ones as long as you can. And when you got to sell something and go buy another thing, make sure that those are the last ones that you have to sell to get there. And, but non-financial advice. Listen,
I agree with everything.
We don't have to worry about that. We have the disclaimer at the bottom. So, Corey, tell me, how can I invest into your common enterprise with the expectation of profit?
Thanks, Howie. Hey, did you hear though that the department? They were saying, they're like, listen, the Howey test is 90 years old and it did a great fucking job for 90 years. But like what a security was 90 years ago and what cryptocurrency presents today are two totally different things. We can't use a 90-year-old test on a 12-year-old, 10-year-old technology.
We can't use any of those things. And they're all ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so I mean, Gensler's going to get roasted. I think we're pretty confident about that. I love what Brian Armstrong and Coinbase are doing. There's so many of these big leaders that we need in Web3 that are standing up to the
He
SEC.
was like,
and are gonna
yeah,
create-
Wells notice, bring it on, bitches, like that. I'm
yeah,
like,
let's go. Wells
Yeah.
notice. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Skip that. Just let's go to lawsuit. We'll wreck you,
Yeah,
right? Like, we don't need the Wells. So, but yeah.
Cool. All right, so this is purchased. Now I need to
So you want to buy bees that match the mood.
all right, so don't everybody look at this. I need to go to my NFTs, I think, right?
Don't anybody look at this, he says. All right, everybody close your eyes.
All right, here she is. And then I need to send this over to
He's a little bit known for showing like wallet keys and stuff and credit card
Oh, yeah.
details.
No,
And
I legit had my entire credit card information like on the screen behind me, and I had my son on. We were playing like Fortnite and, like, Battle Pass, and so like of course that's there. And then he's like, "What's the zip code?" So I'm like, everything somebody needed. But,
Great. Now it was a great stream. I had to cancel my card afterwards, but it was a great stream.
I think the
Yeah,
stream
you
got
know
quite
what?
kicked off
No,
straight away
yeah,
and
I made
deleted.
sure it was the VODs were gone, but the community we have, they're
good.
just amazing. They're the ones who told me and made sure that it was, So
You're
yeah,
like,
So
delete
you
the
guys-
pod.
I went international, and then
Are
that
you-
was it.
Your guys' location is doxed, is that right?
Yeah.
Like you,
Yeah.
like okay. Have
Everything-
you guys been to? Yeah. Have you guys been to Rogan's Comedy Club there, the mothership?
I have not. No, I have
Oh
not.
man,
Is
it's
it
like
the-
one of the reasons I
Yep.
want to get to Austin is to go to see
on.
like comedy at that show. So yeah,
I-
I got to get out there. Let's do it.
Yeah. What's coming up next? South by, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
South by
South by is always out there. I've never been to that, so
Yeah, we went
Great.
last year. I've been the last few years. There was a pretty significant Web3 presence. I remember Avalanche, I think, was kind of just
For sure.
launching or getting going then, and they had a big. We had forgotten to RSVP on the meetup, so they denied us at the door.
didn't let you in. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll definitely. I want to have a presence there, to be honest with you, this year. So
yeah.
so,
We've got we'll be at GDC in March, and then we'll be at Solana has a hacker house at the end of March, like the 28th, 29th in New York City. We'll be there. And then there's not a lot that we have planned for the summer. Who knows? We could be at NFT NYC. We could be at we could be at South by Southwest. I think Solana will do another Solana Summerfest that we're trying to plan to get to. Yeah. We'll be out at Breakpoint in Singapore, Token 2049. I think we might go to BGS, which is Brazilian Game Show, which is in October. We may head out to that. So so that's kind of we love trying to get to as many of these events as we can, and it's so fun to just NYC.
All right, so
Hacker House, March 28th, March 29th, Hacker House in New York City. They just announced it last week.
TD, if you're going to buy land, I would not buy the honeycomb.
Here's what I want to do, and just so that we're clear. So Kitty's going to play this for us, and she's going to rock it like she does everything.
I love it.
With land and the HXD. So I want to maybe even like right now go ahead and create some liquidity between like our freshly minted token on Solana and XHD, so that way it gets our community the ability to
that'd be sick.
Seamlessly move into the game if they want to, right? And so I don't have the bridge set up for. I mean, I could just do it manually.
The pool, yeah. I mean, we can set up a pool. What's that third land? That 11.73. Can you click into that
look
one?
at the details on that one?
Yeah,
It's got pretty crystals.
Yeah, that's it
It's
means
a
it's level 4.
Yeah,
So
it's
what
still
is that?
fair.
it's a zone 3, which isn't
it's zone
bad.
3.
You're gonna get zone 3.
Yeah,
you'll
I
get a
would
lot
think
of
this is the
lower
cooler
players.
one.
Yeah, I would.
Pretty crystals. That's important to me. So
Can you go back
And it's got look at this spaceship thing that it's got like floating over it too.
yeah? Can you
So
go,
when we go ahead,
back
go
to-
back. Where do you want to go?
this one also has.
So yeah, what about
Look
that
at the-
12.2?
Yeah,
Oh, you want the
12.2.
crystals? All right, yeah. Let's see what that one is then.
We don't need the crystals.
Yeah, it's zone 3 as well.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
would-
fair.
Is that a
fares.
coffin?
That one's even
Go
worse.
back to the 12.2.
It is a coffin. Yeah.
Top right. Yeah,
This one here.
yeah. Check that one out. Yeah.
This one's cool.
It's Rapunzel's castle.
Yeah, look at that.
Listen to me.
So
I think
so
I read
the-
that last night to my little girls.
Oh.
Yeah, so the thing about Zone 1, I would say, is it's going to get hit by your free players a lot more.
Which pay you the same, right? But
Yeah.
this one is the production speed is not that great. The drop rate is terrible.
Right.
Zone 1's right now. We made this really cool mechanic shift that like zones 1, 2, and 3 were just overcrowded, and so we did this halving event that was like this tiered halving, or what we call a zone multiplier, and it had the perfect impact on the economy that we wanted. The problem is now zones 1, 2, and 3 are actually the least like populated because of the way that it's been designed, and so they'll fill up. We're bringing in. We've got 8,000 daily actives right now. We've got an incredible user acquisition team. It'll be not very long until Universe 1 feels very, very full. We're ready for Universe 2. But right now, those Zone 1 lands are actually probably not one that I would go after. I would say that that Zone 3 with the crystal shards is the best one we've seen yet.
Yeah,
We can keep looking at maybe some of those other gold ones.
I would say unless you go find like a Zone 4 or 5 around that
So this
price
one was the
range.
favorite.
Yeah, Zone 5s right now are that's the jam. Maybe do a filter and just search by Zone 5. Let's see what the cheapest Zone 5 is.
I think I deleted it to make it better.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the left. The left one.
Far left button. Far left button. Far left. There you go. And hit Zone 5. Keep going. One more. Keep going. There we go. All the way at the bottom, of course.
Did you see that little artwork that
Let's
I
see
did?
what the.
There we go.
So what's the?
Oof.
Oh, 23. Yeah. What's 4? There's nothing on 4.
Yeah, nothing on 4.
Yeah, there's nothing listed.
Oh, you know what? This is actually there's a bug right now with
Yeah.
Magic Eden. So which is crazy because there's way more lands listed than 2, 2, 1.
Try on
right?
Tensor.
So yeah, and so for some reason, so we have this. We worked with Magic Eden to build this like fully integrated marketplace. So we actually in the game in Honeyland, Kitteeh, if you go to the shop, like the very bottom left button, and then go to marketplace, this is a shared like order book with Magic Eden. So like you can list a bee in our game and it shows up in Magic Eden. You can list a bee on Magic Eden, it shows up in our game. You can buy it in our game with HXD, which is really, really cool. And so, but for some reason right now, there's something as of like today, we're talking to Magic Eden, we'll get this thing all worked out. But for some reason, I think things that are listed in our game aren't pushing to Magic Eden. And because we've made it so simple to just list in the game, the majority of listings now are coming from in-game, not necessarily, through Magic Eden, which is really, really cool.
That makes sense.
All right, so is this better? Do we? Oh yes, it does show some for 5. Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that one to the right. Dude, that one's such a cool looking land.
Look at 4.
Very expensive. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Wow. Yeah.
At least 4's got 14. Look at that. I mean, it's level 1, which isn't great, but
how do we have level 1 land still? Like, why would you not have at least staked it for 30 straight days? Like that.
look at
Seems
the
wild.
details on it. Too. Click on the
So help me understand what it is that.
Yeah, so scroll just a little bit more. You've got those 12 attributes. Let me see all 12 of those. So, all right. So Earth, they're all Earth right now. That's just we talked about the different universes. The landform is Meadow. They all have one of 5 landforms. There's not necessarily any that are better than others. Actually, that's probably not true. Our hardcores could tell you which lands they want, but it's more about organizing your colony around landform types that you have. Yeah. The climate's normal. So there's only 2 climates, normal or extreme. Extreme goes for significantly more than normal. You don't need to worry about what that means. And then really what you're looking at is the Honeyland production grade and the honeypot drop grade. We tried to make this really simple. So like the numbers of like honey production speed is 2060 or the drop rate is 125. Like those numbers probably don't mean as much. So we just built a grading system that like, if you fall within this range, it's fair plus, good plus, great plus, excellent plus, and prime. I think there's 9 levels. And so this is going to be at the bottom of production, but it's zone 4 where you're going to be pretty, it's going to get full. The problem is it's only level 1 because remember I talked about like as consecutive staking, it has these automatic zone or level upgrades. We upgrade the art and then we upgrade the level. When we upgrade the level, the max commission and max entry fee go up as well. And so right now, whoever has this just hasn't staked it long enough. And so you're going to have to do all that work to keep leveling it up. So you're probably better off having that land, that zone 3 land that we first saw, that third one with the sapphires. It's level 4. It's probably the best land that it was in Magic Eden.
Yeah, it was on Magic Eden. I would agree with everything you just said. I own a lot of lands. I think I have one that I've bought and tried to flip, so it's probably been on the marketplace for months. So it might be a level 1 at this point still.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of my lands I've had staked for a while. So yeah, I've got one level 4, maybe more. We'll look at it later. But
you have a lot of lands, and I have 0 lands.
Well, I've been on lands for 2 years. But no, this is great. It really excites me to see the community get more involved. So
hell yeah, let's go. It was this one here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dr. Johnson, the 8,000 daily actives legitimately is 8,000 like human beings playing the game.
Right.
Like, we're not talking like a lot of games are trying to like maximize their DAUs with bots and things like that and fake counts. Like, we're trying to do the opposite. We're laser focused on figuring out like what's our revenues per user and what's our cost per acquisition and all that stuff. So we are definitely trying to like minimize the fake and only put the true like real counts. So we've got about 40,000 monthly and about 17,000 weekly and about 8,000 daily.
Awesome.
Are you guys?
Right, so there's the sound bites. Buzz King, you gotta ping something for me.
Are you guys hypersensitive to the amount of time that your users are spending online on the game?
Yeah. It's on any given day, it's anywhere between like 45 and 52 minutes of average engagement across those 8,000 users. So pretty wild.
I feel like I log on for like 5 minutes in the morning and then 5 minutes in the evening when I remember to do it. Is that pretty typical, or do people like actually spend like 45 minutes straight?
Rarely 45 minutes. It's about generally like how many logins. And so, some people who are like level 30 XP, they can send, I don't even know what it is. I'm not even there, but they can probably send like 12 bees out to 35 lands. And so like to get 250 bees out just takes a long time, right? So like,
wow.
Yeah, it's so like when you really progress and you have a lot of stuff, and then there's a lot of people who are taking advantage of breeding and upgrading and creating their shards. The marketplace now creates a lot more time in the app. The raffles that we have, so like people are spending a lot more time that way. If you want to go play, Bumble Bash like Kitteeh was doing earlier, if you want to go, do your daily wheel spins, and so there's like a lot of like little things that you can kind of do. That like I said, it's the average is to answer your question. It's kind of funny. My original 2 years ago vision, I kind of came up with this thing called this game like proof of management. And I said, we're trying to replace your social media habits so that you spend 5 to 15 minutes a day, 5 to 15 times. And that's kind of your relationship with Honeyland. It's not about 60-minute time blocks or anything. And when we go look at the metrics, the average number of logins per person per day is 5. And the average time is right around, 8 minutes or so. So it's like right in that 15 to or 5 to 15 minutes, and just shy of that, like right around that 5 times. So it was kind of hits what we want. But think of this more kind of like social media, right, TD, where it's like that you think of this kind of when you have a break or in the morning, or you're waiting for somebody at a restaurant, or go to the John, like whatever it is. Like, this is your John game. It's your perfect on the toilet game.
Awesome. All right, Kitteeh, this is the one here. Trade up. This is the one.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to start with.
So
yes,
when we're going with.
And so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stake it, right? So it's available in the game.
Kitteeh, do you know what that means? I don't.
Nope, they're going to show me, aren't they?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, so you're buying this from a different wallet and then you're sending it to her game wallet. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So once you send it to her game wallet, Kitteeh, I'll walk you through it. It's relatively simple.
All right.
All right. You got the first queen, right?
Hey, Coloring Jake, you got your buzz backwards. It's zub is the call here.
Yes, I got my.
I've been trying to get BuzzKeep soundbite.
It was early on. One of my co-founders he typed zub and yeah. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, there we go.
All right, so it might work now. Hopefully, Buzz King, speak.
He did.
No, because I reset it.
There you go, Jake.
Kitteeh, I put the link in the chat for where you're going to need to stake.
We can do it right in the game too.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me stop my screen.
I forgot she was on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we built what TD sent was we built this companion called the Hive Mind. So hivemind.honey.land. It's a staking platform, but it's also where you can like look at all your bees. You can like run spreadsheets, and if you want to do kind of like what we call like the hive management, or figuring out how to like really strategize for your colony, put things in squads and things like that. The Hive Mind is a really cool companion. It's also where you can stake, but we wanted to make it so you can do everything in game as well. So. Oh, there it is. There's the buzz.
Yeah. It's the start of a Wu-Tang song for the bees. Or just
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kitteeh, if you go up to the top right to the menu.
All right, let me send. All right, this is on its way
And then you
now.
should
I
see
haven't sent it yet.
lands.
Send it right now.
Ah, yeah. Yep. Right there. So, behind my head.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So, and then stake.
All right.
Let me just make sure this is recorded for.
Oh, yeah, sorry, stake. No. Lands is once it's staked.
Tell me what I
Let
do.
me just move my camera for 1 second.
Address then. Next.
Okay.
That's nothing. That's pretty sweet.
All right. So we're going.
Oh, yeah. So we got Hevel. We got Hevel in here. So Hevel's saying, level up that queen. So that queen has 18. She can breed 18 times. She's right now probably at level 10, and she can be upgraded 10 times. And the more she upgrades, her stats obviously upgrade, but the amount of upgrade slots she passes down to her offspring will also upgrade as well. So right now she would only pass down 10 slots. She can pass down as many as 20, and the queen's stats will be significantly upgraded. And so he's saying save those 18 breeds until you get enough queen upgrades to upgrade your queen and progress that way, and then you'll find the breeds will be far more meaningful. And the higher generation bee you can get on the male side to breed with her, the better those will be. So if there's a Genesis bee in your future that you can breed with that queen 18 times, and you can spit out 18 Gen 1 bees with a fully upgraded queen, it's a pretty good strategy there that you're going to be able to participate in marketplace and trades and things like that with some pretty good assets. So I know I probably just spoke a whole bunch of confusion, but trying to talk through the strategy too. Yeah, of course, right? Because you've been doing it, right? I'm like talking Greek there to Kitteeh.
All right. I do have a question around breeding, and this is the one part of your game I've probably messed up the most. Have not participated in. So I do have a Genesis queen. I do have Genesis bees.
Unbelievable.
Should I have been breeding them since the beginning?
Not necessarily. So I have so your Genesis queen, there's no reason not to breed her. Like, she can breed unlimited times. It's really about managing the cost of breeding from the male side, because as each male breeds, it costs more and more the next time. And so you kind of have this glass ceiling of how often a male can breed. So if you've got Genesis bees, Genesis males, and that queen, if your queen's fully upgraded, I would start breeding and spitting out some really high quality Gen 1s. You can trade those in the marketplace and or find people, like a lot of the Genesis whales will breed and then try and trade with each other. So, it doesn't matter how equal or unequal the stats are. If I send you a happy, whatever your mood is, and you send me a frustrated back that are both Gen 1s bred from fully upgraded queens, then it's a much better trade. It's much more valuable to me to even have a lower statted frustrated bee than a upgraded, than a bee that doesn't match. And so those trades tend to take place a lot between those kind of Genesis whales. But you can also, if do you have any eggs, Genesis eggs, or it's all Genesis bees?
Yeah, I hatched them all, so I don't have any Genesis eggs.
So the one of the things that we're going to be putting into play, and this won't be announced on Tuesday because it's kind of, we don't know exactly how we'll do it, but we're going to put, before we head into Universe 2, we're going to add what we call a Mad Honey slot to bees, and we'll have this item in the game called Mad Honey droplets. So it's not your Mad Honey vials, it's just little Mad Honey droplets, and you'll be able to create one mutation for each of your bees. And this can be changing its landform, changing its home universe, changing its mood. And so, if you have a bee that is, and the reason I say this is because once we get to Universe 2, you're going to want to have Genesis Universe 2 bees, so you can start breeding Gen 1 Universe 2 bees, right? So that they can go on missions there. And so you may want to use that mutation to where you say, hey, let me just save the breeding. I'll use the mutation to get it over, make it a Universe 2B, and then I'll just use it as a breeding Genesis. So yeah, there's a number of different strategies. And this again is where I go back to like, this game at its core is so simple. Just keep your bees busy. But at the layers, when you peel them all back, there's so many different ways that you can strategize and play. And even our, you and our most, dedicated players, strategies shift over time from month to month. Literally, it's all about harvesting, then it's all about hunting, and then it's all about breeding, and then it's all like there's just kind of these new metas based on the marketplace and stuff, and how everything's taking place that things continue to shift. So,
will the only way to get a Genesis Universe 2B be mutating them?
You will no. So if you have a Genesis egg, you can hatch in Universe 2 as well.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and so that's where, and there may be some other benefits that come with hatching a Genesis in Universe 2. So you guys can take that as whatever alpha leak you want.
Nice.
Okay.
You just put me in front of a mic and there's alpha just comes out. Like there's it's impossible for me not
This is
to.
good. Yeah.
So.
I'm noting this.
All right, I just gotta
maybe we
do it
have
for my phone.
Yeah, here, listen.
Didn't want to open
we're
up
waiting for that,
Phantom
let me-
properly.
I got two things that we probably could do. Unless Trade Up, you had something?
Yeah, if you wanted to run giveaways, we can do that. What I'll probably do is I'll get my Genesis Queen Max leveled up, and then I'll breed a few bees, and those will be let's do 3 bees that we'll give away. So,
Sick.
And then I'll give 50 HXD along with each of those bees. So if somebody is wanting to get started, they got a little bit of HXD to pay for some fees, and they got a Generations bee that won't be limited.
Corey also.
So.
And we do have like I can't believe I got as many. Like these guys never give me the questions for these, and I don't know.
We can save those. Yeah,
Hey,
we can save those questions till the end.
There's a lot of them.
I do want to go. I did want to have Kitteeh kind of demo a little bit, but I also wanted to demo. So I just want to let me present my screen and then.
Go.
Hey, TD, let me hop off camera for just a second. I'll be back in like 60 seconds. Sound good?
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Phantom didn't want to pop up from my mobile app on my computer properly.
So if you want to share my screen, I can.
I just noticed our name tag came up either.
There we go. So for anybody watching that's new to this, this is my account, not Kitteeh's. But you can see up here at the top is your VIP level and your XP level.
Okay.
So I've got a VIP level 5, and so if you click on there, you can kind of see what those things mean. The VIP level is going to affect your withdrawal tax. So if you're trying to withdraw HXD out of the game, which you could then trade on the market or do other things with, that's how much they're going to take when you try to do that.
Which I noticed you needed like a BEM. How do you say that?
So you actually don't need Beamium for this. If you just
don't?
play the if you just play the game, your XP, your VIP level is going to go up. I mean, to have your VIP level go up, you don't need Beamium. To withdraw, I would let Corey speak on that one, or somebody from the community that's done it before.
So to withdraw, you do need Beamium. It's a one-time fee, and the cool thing is, right now, and since the beginning of the game, we've got it set so that you pay that $30 to upgrade Beamium, and it's really just like an anti-multi-account type of mechanism.
Yeah.
That $30 is used to go buy HXD, and it goes back into player rewards. So it's not even like a treasury sync or anything. You're just basically buying $30 more player rewards, and it's a way that we make sure that people who are pulling out of the ecosystem have participated in the ecosystem as well.
And the last time I checked, the Google Store hadn't yet allowed U.S. customers to use?
It's now we can, and we're actually going to
Okay.
be we're going to start probably next week. We'll start having Beamium raffles daily. So if you're somebody who doesn't have $30, but you'd love the opportunity to still get Beamium, you'll be able to participate in daily raffles. And so yeah, we're trying to make that fun. And again, we really want this bridge of like getting true, unique, individual human beings who are playing the game. We want to incentivize it. We want to give them a path to like ownership and earning ship and all that stuff. And so we'll do more and more of that.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't done it yet because I've got over $30 of player rewards, and I was like, oh, I can't wait until I can just use my rewards.
Yeah, that's a path to get there.
Cool. So this is just the XP leveling, and so as you level up here, you get to send more bees out on missions. You get to send more bees to each land. You get to send your Gen Zs to further zones. And the max there for the Gen Zs is Zone 5. And then your quests levels will unlock too. So, and then the types of shards that you can convert, the rarities on those go up as you level up as well. So, so get out of here if it'll let me. Trying to click it. Maybe.
I think there are like little bugs on the browsers on the Windows kind of app things.
Oh,
It's not the game thing. It's literally the browser apps.
Okay.
Not
Well, that's
Square.
unfortunate.
Because I can't scroll down in the shop menu when I'm on the computer.
Or maybe I'm just lagging because it's.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah, unfortunately, my phone is too old, so I'm using Knox to do this. Yeah, I have a Note 8, and apparently you need a Note 9 to do the link. Oh, this is unfortunate.
So like, nope, you gotta be upgraded.
This is lagging bad. Well, it was performing pretty well earlier.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm I've talked about this, like notably not like a PC or console gamer very much. I've played mobile games and stuff in my life. I've played back in the day console games, arcade games is where really I grew up. But so I certainly don't use like emulators and stuff. And so everybody using emulators on a lot of these live streams and stuff is always funny to me. So
yeah,
we'll figure out web app at some point. We'll get that going. I imagine people would love that at some point. So
I'll just have to buy a newer phone sometime soon. Well, I wanted to show like collecting rewards and sending bees out, but let's see. Maybe Kitty, you can share yours and I'll get this restarted.
Yep.
Yeah, so Banana asked a question. He says, Corey, how do you think free-to-play will survive after the new update if they don't break for the 10 HXE spent on the harvest? Or I think you mean the hatch. Thank you for answering. Yeah, so this is something we're laser focused on figuring out. Like, it's my instinct is always going to be to protect the sustainability of the ecosystem and not ever act in like desperation or things that like emit too much to people where it incentivizes multi-accounts. And so I think we've oversteered that way just a tiny bit, and we are working to fix this. I talked about kind of that. Once we add that tool in here where we have like the proof of like unique live human being, it unlocks so much for us to where we can really start to, I think, incentivize different things to where we can say like, hey, when you retire bees, you're actually getting real egg shards. We can make it so that you can get raffle tickets through things like hunting and wheel spins and things like that, so that you can actually participate in raffles that would allow you to like own real NFTs and assets. And so we're really working on what we can do in terms of the cost. It's going to sit for now, but we're also literally going through ourselves as a brand new player to say like, how, if we're not investing anything into this game, we're coming in as a brand new free-to-play player, what's the experience like? And we can totally see where the frustration of a 10 HXD hatch is just doesn't seem tenable, even if that bee can make you 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 HXD over time. Generally that comes with like an upgraded queen where you have to have some sort of investment like you guys have just made today. And so this is a Banana. It's a really good question. I can tell you it is top of mind for us, and it is something that we will solve. I promise. And this is where I said, like, just be patient. If you're coming into the game now, I promise. Free to play will have a path. If you're a real unique individual human being playing our game, you will have a path to be able to actually enjoy some of the financial benefits of what I mean is you'll be able to actually earn assets in the ecosystem that have financial value, and you'll be able to hopefully, spend those in the ecosystem, but determine kind of what you want to do there. So we are on it. And, but yeah, I certainly understand the frustration of the 10 HXD hatch for now, which by the way is not on your very first one. It goes 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5 and by the time you reach your first 20 are free, and then your next 10 escalate. And so by the time you reach your 30th hatch, you're at 10 HXD. But we will get that worked out.
Hey, so that'll work in a minute. You can see here, this is claiming the rewards from the bees going out. So we've got a lot of hunting bees. I don't really harvest a whole lot. But this is the land benefits from Honeyland. So you do get some commissions back.
Yeah, it looks like you've got 8 lands and then other land benefits, which these are the weekly airdrops that come in the purple there.
Yep.
Yellow and black. There's a black one. Open that black chest. So that's one of our mythic chests. The yellows are all legendary too. So there's good stuff in all these because you've got leveled up lands apparently. So yeah, 25 egg shards, 25 of those much coveted endurance shards. Some land items. Yeah, so some cool stuff in there. So it looks like you're more of a hunter than a harvester.
Yeah, because I own lands, I don't really do the harvesting.
Sure.
I'm more trying to just get the shards to get more bees. But I could just be breeding. I hadn't looked into the game enough because I was like, I thought there was value in having an unbred queen, but then I was like, wait, it's unlimited. So.
For the Genesis, yeah, it's unlimited. So you might as well just breed her. But you do have, the other side of that where, I don't think it's worth it right now to be spending the 150 HXD plus the blockchain fees to breed like a Gen 3. It just doesn't make sense. They're not, that's not their market value. And so really where the breeding is really incentivized. And by the way, we may on Tuesday be announcing some cool breeding benefits, kind of some new twists to things that'll be kind of cool. So you could breed today, but you're probably going to want to breed on Tuesday as well. And we got some cool new things that we'll be taking or announcing on Tuesday. But I think breeding, that's one of the huge benefits of the Genesis Queen. It's why your Gen 1 Queen went for right around 2 soul, and your Genesis Queen is going for 25 or 30 times that. Is heavily because of the breeding. Of course, there's some in-game stuff, and my goal is to always make that Genesis collection to just make it special always. And as with 8,000 daily active users or players, like there's ways to make that special. But with 50,000 daily actives, when those Genesis Queens are 500, the Genesis Bees are 5,000, they just become a much more scarce resource. And there's really cool things that we can do to kind of keep a curated Genesis community that are the kind of the big believers. And so I've always said from day one, like if you can, if you're just looking to maximize your in-game earning potential, Genesis Bees are probably not. Genesis Queens can be, but Genesis Bees probably aren't the best. Your most strategic return on investment, it's probably the Gen 1 bees. But if you want just like overall ecosystem value, those Genesis bees, I promise you, will be the bees that you're gonna want when there's only 5,500 of them, and they're just when we have enough people in the ecosystem, there's enough things that we can do, not only in the game but outside of the game. I think those will be really cool.
Nice. Yeah, this is. I try to get more than one queen early on. I missed the initial, but they came back down to I think around like 12 soul, and I did snag one at that point. I was trying to get more, but it was hard getting people to sell them back then. So I've held on to this for a long time. So
yeah. Well, I've always said this from day one. I was like, listen, I promise you guys, we minted these at 2.5 soul. I'm putting together kind of the that we'll talk about on Tuesday, but like I think soul was $30 at the time, so we're talking like I think it was $80 to mint one of these. And right now, a Genesis egg is worth $1,000. Is kind of like the USD value. Like, and I promise you, we will continue. I've said this from day one. Accumulate Genesis. Genesis is the collection that I promised I will make special over time. And so I will make. I mean, I think we've already made good on that, but I will continue to make good on that. And I'm not telling you to go buy it. If I'm not saying that spend $1,000 today, it's going to be worth 5,000. But just in terms of like how we can reward from an ecosystem standpoint, Genesis will always be the thing that holds the most special place in my heart.
No, that's cool to know. I honestly, I mean, I was impressed with the way it's reacted in the last few months. I mean, even the land, I think, was around like 3 Sol when Sol was at like $20 a couple months back. So, I mean, land has gone from $600 to, what is it? It's 1,200 now. So,
yeah, I mean, HXD going from 2 cents to 20 cents certainly helps that, right? Like when those commissions. What'd you just show that you're making like, I don't know, 70 HXD a day or something from your 8 lands? And so like, or maybe it was a little bit more. Usually, I think you're getting about 11 HXD per day per land on average. So if you've got 8 lands, you're probably getting around 90 HXD per day, let's call it. And to think that like 90 HXD per day at 2 cents is $1.80, but at 20 cents, it's $18. Okay, well, right. Land has, people do the math in USD. And my goal is that I just give you enough ways to spend that HXD in the ecosystem that you start thinking of it as, hey, well, 2 days of land gives me enough HXD to go breed and put together a Gen 1 because I'm breeding my Genesis and my Genesis. And all of a sudden now I have this really cool asset that I can sell in the marketplace. And that makes a little bit more HXD. And then I can take that and I can invest that into a new queen, or I can invest that into, more hunting or harvesting missions, or put that into some raffles. Or so like, that's really the goal here. It's not just that you think of this as like, how much money are you earning every day from your lands, but how much HXD are you earning and what can that unlock for you inside of Honeyland and the Honeyland ecosystem?
I mean, I'll be honest, like I was racking up HXD and then you guys had the land ticket thing and I happily spent 8,888 HXD on a land ticket. So, and that actually turned into this extreme summit zone
7, which that I was just doing the math. It's probably worth $5,000 right now, would be my guess. So
I would imagine around that. Yeah.
Actually, no. Sorry. The Zone 7 floor price is around 5,000. So in extreme is probably closer to 8,000, Yeah. So, which is crazy. I'm not spending $8,000 on a Zone 7 extreme. I'll tell you that. Like, no.
But they are selling for that. So it's
they are, and they're rare and they're rad. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun, and especially if you're managing them heavily. Like I said, land can be low management. If you're going to own extreme, owning extreme land is really much more about somebody who's an active owner. Because as soon as you find a good item on your land, you've got to make sure that you mint spray that, or you can, drop some cursed honey drops and send your own bees there. You can paradise maker it or throw lanterns on. Like there's the right things that you can do. And again, this is Greek to everybody, but it just goes to speak to like, TD, I know you understand everything I just said. Because you're in this, and there you go. You've got an energy land. Like this thing is.
TD's the other host.
TradeUp. Oh, sorry.
So yeah, we're gonna clean this off, and then with a mint spray, and then and then we'll use our own.
This one, sorry. I'm over here getting us ready for some bee trivia, and
sorry, can I jump in? I'm literally having trouble staking my stuff from my Phantom wallet. This is as far as I'm getting on my mobile. It's up on the screen. That's as far as I'm getting.
So Phantom has been a nightmare for us, and it's funny because I literally at Breakpoint last year, I found the team. I said, hey, listen, guys. They said, we're on it. We're fixing this stuff because Soulflare works perfectly. Phantom doesn't. And so I told them about 2 weeks ago, I said, listen, we're going to stop offering Phantom support because my player experience is terrible and it's out of our control. And they said, we're going to get this fixed for you guys. So they are working on this. It's why we still have it. But if you
I should look at a Soulflare?
Yeah. Or what TradeUp had talked about earlier, which is that you can go to hivemind.honey.land, log in that way, which is, and you can do it there, and Phantom works perfectly through that. But yeah, the mobile Phantom experience, we use just partial signatures and deep links, and there's a number of things that we do. And that are relatively complicated. It makes this kind of great player experience, but Phantom's had some issues. But they're committed to getting it fixed for us, and they've been a great team. And they kind of gave us 3-week window to get that thing fixed. So hopefully, heading into early February, your Phantom experience inside of Honeyland will be as good as Soulflare or any of the Google or Apple logins as well.
That's good to know because I mean, there's been times where it's hard to log in with Phantom because the prompt doesn't show up or whatever, and it's kind of annoying.
I've been early Phantom. Like that was the first Solana wallet I ever had. I loved it. I mean, I'm talking like 2020, early 2020, when I first came onto Phantom and started, minting NFTs and stuff. And so it was tough for me. But once I, realized just all the issues we had, I downloaded Soulflare. I didn't even have to move my wallet. I just exported my private keys, imported them into Soulflare, and now that's how I play Honeyland, is just through Soulflare. It's literally the only thing I use Soulflare. It's not the only thing. It's almost the only thing I use Soulflare for. But Soulflare I love Phantom, but Soulflare is a significantly better Honeyland experience.
Cool. So for everybody that's watching, I'm sending my bees out, and this land that I'm sending out right now is a meadow, so I'm matching my bee types to that to maximize. You can see how much they jump up here, like plus 150, plus 200, like so matching.
Well, you can see that.
Yeah.
And then the queen, the confused to the confused. That's where it really jumps.
So that's why I'm doing that way. And then we'll go.
It's a cool looking land. Little music, little concert going on there.
Yeah.
And then you can see Kitteeh's in our hive mind, and so she's going to stake through there, which should be a lot easier. If you click staking at the top, I don't know exactly where you're at, Kitteeh, but
I went
at
to
the very
queen
top
page.
There you go. Yeah, you just wanted to see her, huh?
Yeah,
Click staking, and then you'll have staked and unstaked as like a tab there. I don't know which. You just toggle to your unstaked down below, like your main stats. Yeah, there you go. Somewhere in there. I think it should. There you go. And it should pull up whatever's unstaked and allow you to either bulk or individual.
Might just quickly.
So one thing to remember though.
Here we go. So click unstake. Go to queens. No, you're on unstake.
Queens.
Yeah, and then click queens. Yeah, that's what we want to stake. Right. Cool.
And then hit stake.
Click stake. Yep. And then this is actually, once we confirm this, it's pretty lightning fast. It's pretty wild. So.
Bam.
So, like I said, the performance on our end, and I don't want to blame things on Phantom because I love them. They're a great team, great wallet, but the performance on our end is incredible, and you can kind of see where that is. So, but yeah, now your queen's in the game, and you can activate her, and you'll have to close this out.
You have to close the app.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah, that's what I was getting, and I was like, All right, now we got it. There it is. Okay.
So I will say, if you do end up kind of getting into the game, putting some money in, buying land, buying bees, just be cognizant of the zones, be cognizant of the land match type, because if you got like a zone 7, for instance, and you're not going to be able to send a lot of generations bees to that zone 7, and your Gen Z bees can't go there at all. So just be cognizant of that.
Yeah, so remember, you can send your own bees to your lands, regardless of zone, with the exception of Gen Z. Gen Zs can't go to your own, but any bees that you have, if you got, if you got a zone 8 land, you can send them there, which is kind of so. Beefy used some stuff on your lands, huh? So we didn't used to show who used items on lands, and people wanted it because they wanted to know, like, did I use it or did somebody else?
Oh yeah.
And so we added it there, and then people were like, no, I'm like crop dusting people's lands, and I don't want them to know it's me. It was kind of this fun little thing.
That's funny. Who was doing that? Gotta go back.
I don't know. It was just in the holder lounge in Discord. I heard people, as soon as that feature came out, there were a couple people who were like, great. And then a couple people are like, "Oh, great! Now everybody's gonna know that I used that item on their land." And
hey, it's PvP.
Yeah, that's right.
So to start off, you're doing the tutorial, and when you go to the land in the universe, hold up, I'll turn up my mic. When you go to the land in the universe state, on the right-hand side above my head, you'll see that there's a tutorial zone.
Land.
And it will literally show you where you can go and send your bees at that time. And these ones in the tutorial zones, you don't have to pay to send your bee to at the moment, is what I'm understanding.
That's correct.
Yeah. So literally come along. I'm going to turn off my mic on my camera for a second so I can share.
Yeah, and the cool thing, Kitty, if you see the A that's highlighted in white, click the S. So this is advanced and simple mode. So we tried to do this thing where, like, if you don't really want to think about anything, you can just do it from here. So the advanced mode shows you all kind of like the actual stats, and this one just shows you like, oh, it's green. Okay, green's probably, there's a lot of green in there. It's probably good. And then you can just click send all, and it will choose the bees that it's going to send for you. So there's kind of a low strategy or a high strategy mode with the advanced and simple and stuff like that. So yeah, it's for those who are just kind of learning, or if you're in a hurry. Sometimes so like this one you don't want to hunt at, right? But you can send some bees harvesting. So if harvesting is what you're about, then you can just click the. It looks like you can.
I think all mine are out.
All your bees are out.
Yeah, all mine are out at the moment.
So yeah, you can't send any more out. But so yeah, it's a cool little way that you can either quickly, or if you're just like, I don't really get this yet, but I want to. I want to send bees out, but I don't really understand what I'm doing. You can let us think for you.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Yeah. One last thing about the Gen Z bees. So for the new players, like they do retire after a little while. You can extend that lifetime by upgrading them, but eventually they will not be able to go out on missions anymore. So you do have to kind of stay active to keep getting more bees, right?
Yeah, they have what we call a lifespan and a mission span, right? So like the lifespan is like the total number of days, and the mission span is the total number of missions, and it's kind of whichever one comes first. So you just want to make sure that you use all of the missions within that lifespan, so that you're not taking a bee that could have gone on 120 missions, only sending them on 30 or something like that. And yeah, Gold 3-1, I'm with you, man. If you're in the tutorial, I promise you, we are with the next build, and this won't matter to you because you'll be through it, but with the next build, which we'll push in early February, first half of February, you'll be able to, as soon as you finish one, instead of days, tutorials will run by sections. So as soon as you finish one section, the next one will immediately unlock. You won't have to wait till tomorrow. So I apologize. So this game's been around. We moved to mainnet on April 30th of last year. So just over, right around 9 months. And but we were on testnet for about 6 months before that. So November 2nd of 2022 is when we moved to testnet, and then April 30th of 2023 is when we moved to mainnet.
Like a real project would do.
Yeah, right.
And maybe let's just talk about one other thing that I think is kind of cool. You guys you've done this for a little while now with the raffles, but you talked about expanding them a little bit more to help kind of the newer players, the people who don't have a lot of funds to put into the game, possibly get some assets. So can you talk a little bit more about the raffles?
Yeah, so if you go to the shop, I think you're here. So if you go to the shop and then you've got raffles on the right. So one of the things that we want to do is, I talked about this kind of proof of human, right? And so we're, I think, probably 6 to 8 weeks away from having this implemented, although it could be quicker. We've identified the tool, we've identified the technology, we just got to figure out kind of the implementation. But the goal is to allow players to opt into saying, I'm a unique individual human being. And if you want to do that, we can put you on a different track. And so we can start putting to where you can have Gen Z bees going out on hunting missions that are bringing back raffle tickets. And so rather than paying right now, you're paying HXD, 25 HXD per entry there, right? Which is a lot. We're talking free-to-play players. That's just a ton. And so instead of needing to accumulate HXD, we're going to allow you to accumulate raffle tickets. And those raffle tickets will go into some really, really cool raffles. Tuesday, I've got some insane alpha about kind of how all this stuff's going to work. Not necessarily as it relates to Gen Zs, but some of the raffles and some of the things that we're going to be doing to really make sure that there's some high quality stuff in there. And so, we want to build that bridge. And so, but if we know that you're a unique person, then when you win this Genesis egg, even if it's through a raffle that you got raffle tickets through hunting, you're probably more incentivized to either sell that and go buy a bunch of more assets, or to just use that asset, right? But if we allow this to be to where multi accounts can do this, then you're just incentivized to set up 1,000 accounts, try and win these raffles, and as soon as you win it, you sell it and put money in your bank account. And so that's what we have to protect against. So as soon as we have this ability, and I think it's funny, I think mechanically we've done a really good job of putting in. This is cool. This Mad Honeybee. I think we've done a really good job of putting in a lot of protective mechanics that don't incentivize multi accounts. but we still need to figure out that bridge, and we've talked about this, from free to play into Web3. And we were going about it, thinking about like mechanically, what do we do and how do we, and I just kept coming back to like, if we do this, it incentivizes multi accounts, and then we want to build like the right technology to be able to detect and prevent and act on multi accounts, things like that. But at the end of the day, I realized, no, this isn't about any of that stuff. The whole thing is, if we can prove that you're a human, we can do totally different things. And so that's the solution that I went after, was finding out, how do I identify that TradeUp is a unique human playing with one account? And if he wants to play with 3 accounts, he can only actually get one account that's verified as his, right? And so do it in a way that is not like invasive and doesn't, it's not KYC on the way in and things like that, but that we can also, build some really healthy mechanics. So that's what we're going to see, within the next couple of weeks, that will really allow us to do stuff. So, Rune Dad, dude, hey, what's happening?
Cool. All right, PD. You stepped out, didn't you? I think we got some giveaways to do. So we're gonna, Kitty, I don't know if you're gonna run marbles or if we're just gonna do grubfish.
I think TD was going to do a quiz, wasn't he?
Or a quiz.
A trivia. Yeah. I don't know where he just went to either. He definitely just stepped away. You can run a grubfish. That's what he says.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Are we
Can't
doing
find my
trivia?
e-cig batteries. I have no choice but to smoke this Cohiba. I didn't want to, but
I used to smoke a lot of not a lot of cigars, but like, one every 2 to 3 weeks or something when I went golfing. And I haven't smoked cigars in so long, I kind of missed it.
yeah. I don't smoke them at all. They're just, I think it's better than cigarettes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would do them more for golfing or a night. Like, it was more of like an event thing, but I don't know. I just haven't. Maybe I need more better events in my life now.
Right. Not having babies, right? Because that's one you get cigars for.
I got to. I got a couple girls inside, so they're.
This is coming from someone who has 4, so that's.
Yeah, good on you.
I typed up some bee trivia. We could do that. We obviously have grubfish that we could do, which would be. I was just thinking, Kitty, like we need a grub bees. Like they could be bees for sure. They're very close to right up.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's probably a very. Let me get with Gaz and see if he'll let me get that source code so I can swap out the assets and turn them into bees instead. Yeah, 6th grade kids, what?
Grubbies.
Yeah. And Urs, thank you. I appreciate that.
I love it. All right, so what do y'all want to start with? The trivia should take a little bit. It's just 10 questions, multiple choice. I think it's like 30 seconds per question. And there's maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute in between each question.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do the trivia first.
All right, so
that sounds fun. I want to see these questions.
Yeah, so to do it, if you look at, it's hard for me to share my screen without it doing the Inception thing. But if you hover over the screen, you should see something slide out from the right that says Quiz Kit on it, right? And so let me show you what that looks like.
And this is on the Twitch.
So it's right here, right?
Twitch, guys.
Oh shit, I'm not sharing it. All right, so like I slide in, it's right there. Do you see it slide in? And it slides out, slide in, slide out, slide in, slide out. So this is the guy here, right? So when you hit this here, you want to go down to
This is very interesting.
we're done. Right, but it's there, trust me. And you want to grant it permission so that it has your username. So it's not required, but what's going to happen if you don't do that? You're just going to be like contestant number or whatever, and then I'm going to have to hunt you down if you win. Or it's just better if we have your username. It's easier. We can see who's winning. And it shouldn't be too difficult. It shouldn't be too difficult. I think most of these questions probably be searched, so I'm going to have to figure out what time range they'll get. It's going to be the fastest answer is the most points, but also if you're wrong, you lose the most points, and no answer is a mulligan, nothing. So if you have a more than 20K or around a 20K lead going into the last question, it behooves you to not answer at all. You give nothing. Like you won the game at that point. So I think it's dumb. I think a no answer should be a penalty.
Yeah, gold. That sounds right.
And hey, just so you guys know, I'm at like 8% battery here, and I'm like outside on my patio, so probably a lot of effort to try and figure out. So if I disappear, that's why. But I'm sticking around.
Right, then the answers are going to pop up right on the screen, and you're actually going to click like just what you're watching right now. They're gonna appear right like where we're at. I'm going to move myself back down the corner, and our guest up there, and you will see them appear on screen as they do. You just click them, and as fast as you can, and if Kitty's going to try to get a perfect negative score, so that'll be negative 1,000. It hasn't been done, but she's going to try hard here.
I try hard. I get annoyed when I get I just click in there so quick, and then if I get the answer right, I'm like, what? No.
All right, let me get started. And making up the wrong answers to me is like that's the most fun, and I'm disappointed I didn't get enough time to put like 3 or 4 of these together because it is a lot of fun. Wrong answer.
All right, so
yeah, this weather's wild.
First place, third place, and eighth place are going to get a Generations B and 50 HXD.
What were the numbers again?
First, third, and eighth.
First, third, and eighth. Why 8?
I don't know. I like the numbers 1, 3, and 8. Is that okay?
All right. Hey, your world, Corey. I'm just living in it, bro. All right.
Plus, it makes it harder to game. Like you're just playing. Just play.
Right. All right. And so, it's like this, and then I'm going to show the graphic on screen. Action image. All right, so on mobile, it is going to be something similar. I will highlight it here. All right, so again, is what you're looking for is this little guy here on the right. Hover over the stream, and you'll see that pop out from the right. Go to manage access and then grant. On a mobile phone, I don't know. I should really do this. I have no idea. Does it start in chat? Like when it opens up, it's weird. Like why would that be step 1? Like how do I get to chat? So maybe it does just start up in chat. I don't know. Apparently that's where you click and the 3-dot menu and then link identity and confirm the mobile way to do it. I would highly encourage y'all to do this. Just because it makes it more fun for everybody. We get to see who's winning. Slack and whatnot.
No, it
We're gonna
up
lose.
your chat.
We're gonna lose Corey pretty soon. So I think we should.
Yeah. All right.
If we do lose you, Corey, it's been awesome having you on. So
I got a little bit. I certainly got a little bit more. So I just wanted to let you guys know if something happens, it's
what is the primary
role
of the queen bee in a hive? To guard the hive, to lay eggs, to produce honey, to represent Brooklyn as the best female rapper. What is the primary role of the queen bee in a hive? To guard the hive, to lay eggs, to produce honey, to represent Brooklyn as the best female rapper. What y'all know about Lil' Kim?
Lil' Kim.
See how many of you sometimes the answers I put. All right. And the correct answer, if you put to lay eggs, which 10 of y'all did, you were correct. I love that. Is that Kitty that answered female rapper? I hope so.
Yeah, it was me.
All right. Out in damn, trade up was like, yeah, I'm giving stuff away, but shit, I'm gonna win it.
Ooh, who's contestant number 10?
Yeah. All right. Buzz King, Dabaron, please. Gold and Mike 120. Jam, Captain Parageet 735, and Ganando rounded out our top 10. Same as the total scores. Next question. Here we go. All right. Which of these is a type of bee? Carpenter bee, BB Kings, A bee, humming bee. Which of these is a type of bee? Carpenter bee, BB Kings, A bee, or humming bee? I hope.
And to be clear, these are questions about actual bees, not Honeyland.
Correct.
Carpenter bee, Melissa Carpenter bee.
Is it Carpenter bee? I think it is Carpenter bee.
It probably is Carpenter bee. But
Humming bee has a nice ring. I feel like they missed an opportunity by not naming a bee humming bee. Like that seems like a good one.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give away answers here, but I'm pretty sure humming bee is not a bee. So
Let's see who
They
was
fly
fastest.
backwards.
That one, Captain John Parakeet, and
Learn
Wiga and
something new.
Jam were right on point there. Let's see how's Kitty doing? -18. He's got it a little quicker.
really, she's crushing it. That's a goal.
Yeah. And I put Caesar at the front, but it's close, man. It's close between the top 5. Kitty's 4K off from her perfect score. All right, here we go. Next question.
Cone noob cake. This is
Approximately
great.
how many flowers must honeybees visit to make 1 pound of honey? 5 million, 1 million, 2 million, 500K. Approximately.
Everybody's
how
guessing on this.
flowers?
Nobody has confidence on this.
Yeah.
No. And that was hard to. I didn't even put a wrong answer. Like I didn't even make one up. I was just like, question.
Yeah.
I could have put 1,
2.
I guess. 2. Yeah. Ridiculous. It was surprising though. The answer. The numbers are also like kind of shockingly high.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody has any context of the difference between 500,000 and 5 million. Like
Right.
it's just a lot.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No, I mean of like
I got it
how
right.
quickly a bee. Oh, you got
Sorry.
it right? No? Oh, come on.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, Corey. Yeah, there's no, that was a bad question. Let's see who got that right though.
What was the answer?
Oh
What,
shit,
2 million?
2 million, and Kitty got it right the fastest. How funny!
What? Oh.
Trader's on the other end. Let's mix things up now. Captain John Parakeet's still in that lead. Wiga is in the 3rd place, and Mike 120 is in 8th.
Is there a prize for negative
Next
points?
question. Bees communicate with each other through buzzing, dancing, flapping their wings, beepers.
Beepers. Hit me, yo, beat me.
Yeah.
911.
Curse.
Bees communicate with each other through buzzing,
I
dancing.
still have
flapping.
my original beeper.
No way.
Like I held on to it I was in 8th grade when I got my first beeper from Smart Beep, and it was so cool. And I hung on to that thing. I was like, this will be something that I want to show my kids one day. I've never showed them. They have no interest. But the
Like,
beeper
what is
days were.
this?
I never sleep,
Yeah, beeper-
cause sleep is the cousin of death.
Sorry, that was my sound.
They're like,
Beepers
what
were
is
short lived,
this?
but they were a big part of our lives if you were in that moment. Like
Yeah. Oh,
For
They're
5
is this
years,
like
beepers were
Paperweight.
Tamaracci or whatever?
only 3 people got that one right. The correct answer was dancing.
Really? I would have thought
Yeah.
flapping their wings.
Yeah.
Buzzing.
I would've thought
Trade
buzzing.
knew that.
Yeah, not
And so did
dancing.
Rabon, and so did Twalter, and nobody else. Amazing. And how did look how fast Kitty? He can get it right faster than you can get it wrong. Look at that. Unbelievable. Shit. But that doesn't budge Captain John Parakeet or Jam but Twalter's moved into the 8th.
Guacillionaire. I love it.
I'm totally winning at the wrong end of the finishing line.
All right. Go next question. What substance do bees use to build their hives? Honey, wax, crypto, hive plus wax bee, or combs?
I see what you did there.
You build their hives. Honey, wax, crypto, or Combs? I spelled Combs. Y'all better get this one right.
It's totally crypto.
It's totally crypto.
It's totally crypto.
Combs was tricky. I threw that one in there. But we have a game on Wax called Combs. I mean, it just seems like there should be some crossover here, Corey, into the Wax community with Honeyland. It just seems like there's too many puns and
I know. For sure. And then you had like Polygon, which has like their like hexagon
Yeah.
style like logo.
and Hive.
What's the other one? So yeah, there's so many. I mean, dude, bees are like the coolest meta over the last 2 years. We got so lucky, but like wax, honey, bee, like everything's honey is kind of like this new, whether it's honey candles or honey shampoo or honey wine or honey, like everything's honey now. It feels like so.
Yeah.
It's kind of like yeah. So
Totally agree.
We got a new entrant into the top three. We got Jam, Oba, and a friend from, I'm guessing, the Honeyland.
Who's that?
Pat Petrucci.
All right. Hey guys, I'm at 3% and I can see my camera like lagging and slowing down. I think it's about to cut out.
All right, we're gonna get these moving. How long does the queen bee typically live? 5 to 6 years, 3 to 4 years, 1 to 2 years until seeing some. You have to go, Corey.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't I say my goodbyes rather than waiting for the last 90 seconds of battery to run out? I think it's getting low.
Yeah.
Can I just say thank you guys so much for
Absolutely.
putting this together, for having me on, for spending time. Kitteeh, is incredible to meet you. TD TradeUp, thanks for putting this thing together, and it was really, really fun. And for everybody who is here, thank you.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
So I would love to. I would absolutely love to. So this was really fun to spend time with you guys.
It's been heaps of fun.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you
Corey.
for coming.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, friend.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. So
This was a trick question because until it stings someone is technically true, but
you're asking about a queen bee.
They don't sting, I guess, huh?
They don't leave the hive.
Oh,
they
shit.
do, but they don't.
Yeah, so that was a trick question. I put that answer in there. Walter knew that that was the answer. And Dabon
TradeUp, you beat me.
maintaining his third, and Captain Parakeet into the 8th spot. All right, here we go. Next question. What do bees collect and use to create honey? Water, NFTs on a shitty marketplace, nectar, pollen.
That's a good one.
What do bees collect and use to create honey? Water, NFTs on a shitty marketplace, nectar, or pollen? Inside joke, I guess. It's not an inside. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I got you. I was a bit slow on that.
I gotta send this.
Oh, I was slow on that. All right. I think I got a pretty good score this time.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Pretty close.
All right. And the correct answer was nectar. We got a lot of pollen fans.
I'm told it's pollen.
It's nectar. He used the pollen is, I think, like the byproduct of what they're doing.
Yeah.
The pollen is what makes
Gets stuck on it.
is like that's like the whole birds and the bees talk or whatever. That's what makes the flowers grow. It's them carrying the pollen on their little legs and stuff across and fertilizing eggs and shit. Butterfink into 1, Buzz King into 3, and Oba into 8. Oh, that was just on that one. I'm sorry. My bad. Jam's still at 1. Dabon's in 3, and Gold into 8. Next question. Here we go. What is the main purpose of a drone bee? To spy on the bee population, to mate with the queen, protect the hive, to produce honey. What is the main purpose of a drone bee?
can never come to top 10.
There's 10 questions to answer your question, Jam. What is the main purpose of a drone bee? Spy on the bee population, mate with the queen, to protect the hive, to produce honey. Did you know this one, Trade Up?
Protect the hive.
That is incorrect. Damn.
What? It mates with the queen?
Yo, that's what. Let me just. A lot of people thought that it was that answer. Let me verify.
That,
I got
drone
this from
bees
chat.
go out.
Yeah, but just because they go out doesn't mean they're not coming home feeling frisky. You know what I mean?
I just know the worker bees produce the honey. So
The sole purpose of the drone bees is to be able to mate. They do not
A
collect
male drone
pollen.
will mount the queen and insert its thing and ejaculate semen. That's the first thing that came up on bloody Google, and it's highlighted.
All right,
So,
next question. Which of these are the characteristics of bumblebees? They live alone. They hibernate in winter. They produce the most honey. They all drive little yellow Volkswagens. Y'all get that one?
I bet you I just.
Shout out Transformers.
Apparently,
They live
they
alone. They
die.
hibernate. They produce the most honey. They all drive little yellow Volkswagens. Which is the characteristic of bumblebees? What you think? It's got to be the Volkswagens, right? Hibernate in the winter.
Wow, I just totally learned something new about the drone bees. The drone bees go and they actually mate in air, mid-flight. So that would make sense why it's called a drone bee.
All right.
Yeah.
Glad this. I didn't specifically leave this one for last because it randomizes it, but
What?
some of y'all might not like my sense of humor here. Trade Up knew this one. Jam coming in third, and
Disappointed.
this is the question score. So let me go here. Jam is still in first.
I'm disappointed.
Padarucci is still in third, and Marslink has the 8th spot with one question to go. If I trigger you from traumatic childhood movie drama, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But here we go. What is unique about the sting of a honeybee? It was able to do what the bad guys from Home Alone couldn't. They're painless. It leaves behind a venom sac. It glows. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Holy shit. What is unique about the sting of a honeybee? It was able to do what the bad guys from Home Alone couldn't. They are painless. It leaves behind a venom sac. It glows in the dark.
is that a My Girl joke?
Shit. My God. Kitty, do you get that reference?
It kills Macaulay Culkin.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm unsure right now.
He was allergic to bee stings, and it was like, shit. That was definitely the most fun answer I put together. The correct answer was it leaves behind a venom sac. And
It's like, hey man, I cried during that movie.
that's what I'm saying. It was bringing up traumatic. Final results: Jam, Twalter, and contestant number 29. What?
I need to know who contestant 29 is.
Yeah.
I reached 23.
Yeah, I wish I had
Jam?
more time to do more of these. We could
And then
do one
Twalter?
more. And just do a random one if y'all would like, since it's open. Trade Up. We can foot the bill on the giveaway if necessary. Just let me know what that is, or what you would like to do.
Who's contestant 29?
Or if you wanna, Kitty, do you have marbles set up by chance?
Yep. Make sure you
Like
don't
you
have
might be able to
Steam
run
open.
marbles, and I might be able to. And the quizzes just take too long to write. They just do. Like that took me like a good 30 minutes. So we can try to see if they have like any kind of already B quiz.
I hope you're not in.
Do we know who
Steam.
contestant 29 is?
We do not. That's kind of part of it.
What's the leader? Can you show the leaderboard, or do you have a leaderboard?
It should still be up, is it not?
It says B. Boris is claiming that 29 is him or her. So if nobody else,
I can download it.
Thanks for the follows, guys, as well during the stream.
this is why connecting is important.
I wonder if the player data is going to give me anything. Hold on. It gives me the option to download player data. I don't know. That's going to be. Let's take a look at it. No, it was 1, 3, and 8 were the numbers that you needed to place in it. That was Mr. TradeUp's call. Oh, TradeUp, do you have your referral link for these folks?
Yeah, give me a
Late
sec.
for that in it.
I posted it early on, but let me grab it again.
Oh yeah, this is not 1230's data. Yeah, it's not ready yet.
All right, so is Boris the only one claiming to be 29?
Yeah, I mean, I believe him. It's kind of audacious to come.
Am I doing one race or?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Let me see if I'll try real hard to put together another quiz while you're doing that.
I'll do 4 races.
You'll do 4 races. All right. So Trader, I really want to get and use this land if possible to generate. It generates the token, right? Like, is that what I understood? Like part of what the passive was generated.
So for the land?
Yeah, like I really want to pair NFTV.
Oh yeah.
With ATEX.
Yeah.
I want to get some liquidity going, and so that we because Kitty, hopefully maybe she really enjoys it and starts streaming it, and then we can like really easily onboard people into it, right? It just just a very easy way for them to get a token to make purchases and all that, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you need help setting up a LP or what?
Yeah. We don't have to do it now. I don't know. Well, first, what do you think of that idea? Like, I think it's pretty solid.
I think it's a decent idea. I also think that their token can open value over time. So I don't
say that again.
I think their token will go up in value over time. So pairing with it's not a bad idea.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, if you believe in your token, the tricky part with LPs is that one of them goes to 0, right? So if that happens, you're SOL, or if one of them moons and the other one doesn't, then you're SOL.
Why does one of them go to 0? Why does that have to be the case?
I'm saying the risk with an LP is that
the risk.
Tokens,
No. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I ain't never.
So
never happened ever.
No, and I think that their token will increase in value over time, and if you believe yours will too, so then yeah,
I know ours will. So
that's a good idea. So
we're concerned about
it. Also gives your community exposure to it gives your token exposure to other communities, right? So I mean, like, I'm setting up LPs for Guac because I want other people to not only have the ability to trade straight to the other token without having to go through a bunch of jumps, but it just creates liquidity for your token. So
right. Right.
Never a bad thing.
Yeah, we gotta you gotta show me that, and you need to get into the wax. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, let's check where guac is.
It's up, bro, and it's going up more. So that's why I felt good about the purchase
We
today.
stalled at that 28 level again. So
Yeah, dude, dropped a decent amount. That's like almost like, I don't know. That was like late 2021, aping into a game, right?
69 seconds for marbles.
1,500 there, something like that, give or take. Corey,
or
just now with the land in the Queen, like 1,500 USD.
you spent 12 on the land. Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was 12
yeah.
and like
1.5. So
12 and 2 was like 14.
Yeah, around 1,300.
Back in the day, it would be 4K, would be nothing. I'm so disappointed in the games that I've done that with. Pan out. I would have much rather. All right, I'm going to shut up and do this quiz real quick. So maybe we could put some music on. Kitty, do you think you could do that?
Yeah, marbles is about to roll out.
Cool.
Pizza my soul.
Oh,
I remember when Jam got that.
for all of our Solana friends here, I'll try to reach out to you either via Twitter or maybe I think since Kitty. Oh, I gotta get a B2, so I'm allowed to post links in there. So I hate to shill other games, but when I do, like I did with Guac, it's for a reason. It's because I believe in it, and I feel like it's not a rug. It's not going to be a failure. It's going to be to your benefit, and I want. And I feel like TradeUp's the same way. Like he only nags me incessantly when he's like really certain that something's gonna do well. And we have an AMA on Monday for a project called He's on Wax. And looking to move to other chains, in Solana being one of the heavy early favorites. And I would love for y'all to come out if you are unfamiliar with it. And
ATD, the music is kind of loud. Who are you interviewing?
Yeah.
Forsaken.
Yeah,
Oh,
turn the music on?
I asked if it was loud. No one answered.
We probably couldn't hear you.
Probably. That's probably why.
No, that's cool. So you're gonna interview them about possibly moving to other chains?
Like we have their we're hosting like their full AMA.
Yeah, so we're hosting the AMA, and they've got the AMA happening in the Discord.
Like I'm not allowed to curse. That's how big
awesome.
it is. Imagine.
Yes.
I mean, I'll respect it. I should always respect it. Yeah, it's a big deal.
And possibly streaming Blitz a little bit beforehand.
Yeah. So, anybody interested in checking it out? They're starting. It seems like they're starting to be like Elementera is really like a wax game, just reimagined, refactored, improved on Solana, and you already had Million on Mars and I think NFT Battle Miners and at least one other game, I think, and we're recently into the token. So I really like the idea of cross-pollination, right? Of communities, especially Forsaken with Honeyland. I think that I would agree there. But I was just pointing out projects that did back to that cross. Million on Mars is this.
Exclamation played. Go again, guys.
All right, I gotta stop talking.
Yeah, I've got 2 more. I set up 4 races. Where is it? Over here. Okay. Cross-pollination, I see what you did there.
Usually I don't do request numbers unless, of course, I have been asked.
I'm gonna put 69 seconds on that clock as well. Right, 69 seconds. At the end of the Grand Prix, I'll say the winners. Top 3, isn't it? I don't know. No, I have no idea what you're doing for prizes this time, but it'll be at the end of the Grand Prix. 4 races. I'm gonna go and change it all. I've done it all Christmassy. 40 seconds, y'all. Seconds. Well, not really, it's 15. Rabbits are back up to 3.8. Gemstone. So the Elementara once. Play the game. Totally missed that drop. Oh, what am I meant to do with those chests? I have those chests that I have not opened. Boost. First. What do you get out of those chest jam? I have no idea.
You get gems that you can stake for or
Ah, maybe I should do that. Damn, Parakeet, 1-1. Right, 2 more races after this.
All right, the 3 winners. Your HXD has been sent over. Like I said, the Generations Bs I'll send later on tomorrow. I need to level up at least one of yours will probably be that I do. The other 2 I'll probably pick it off the market. So. But I will send them over at the same address. But you should have your HXD.
Exclamation play for another round of marbles.
Right, winner of this marbles, I'll send some bars.
The winner of marbles.
Yeah.
That's got my bars. Need to hold them.
Man, HXD did go up. I thought it was still 15 cents. It was 21 cents.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you guys just got $10, a little over $10 worth of HXD to play with, so have fun.
Awesome. Zate wants to sell his chest. Bars are popping. I'm going to put 69 seconds on that timer. There's 35 seconds left on that timer. Right. 15 seconds. I gotta go cook a chicken roast soon. I just went off. I just died. More dying, what? Still not over? What? This is wrong. This track's weird. Thank you for joining us. It was fun having you all here today. Chests are at 1.5, so
I got 4 questions and I'm working hard here. Try to do what I can.
that's interesting, Mike. Is this still not over? Oh my gosh.
Hey, did you run the marble? Sorry, I missed it if you did.
Yeah, I'm up to race 3. I was doing 4 races. And
Oh, it's a Grand Prix. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Almost done. This one's just taking forever, this track.
Every other guy on the block trying to get you, wishing that they had that rap to get with you. Felt you was out of my league. It's like if you was silk and linen, then I was fatigued. I never would have pictured you and me together, but it's like the way I hold you was meant to be together. Come on.
Dang.
So good. I don't ever want to let you go. Can't see you with nobody else.
I'm never going to do this one again. Devil's Chaos. It's like 8 players left on this track.
Early on, I was afraid to be seen with you, cause I knew cats would do anything.
Damn, I've got one more to go.
For being together, it's all good. They was mad cause I got you, and they didn't. Some
Need
even
to
tried
go
to approach me. I'm
level
not
up my
kidding.
cleaning so I
Had to be
can
10
breathe.
times I got into a fight. The niggas trying to say I wasn't hitting it right. Yup, they kept on hating, just kept on waiting. hoping that we
So I should level
wake
her
up
up
and
until,
kept dating.
and then
Never
breed
knew
her.
it'd be so hard to be with
Yeah,
you.
get
I
it to
should make
level
it easy
20
on
and
myself
then
and just
breed.
quit you. I need to make it easy on myself. Yup. I need to make it easy on myself. Yup.
My last little marble.
Yup. And just leave you alone.
Alright, last
When
race.
I owed you, it was so great. I realized and recognized
I tried to
that
give
you are
TD
so
some
great.
time to make up his
Forever
quiz.
had to let you know. Just like I told you, I'm a
So
hoe,
explanation
never
play
let
for the
you
last
go.
race, and we'll see who the winner of the Grand Prix was.
Oh, this one's a fun one.
Yeah. We need to do marbles a lot regularly in the background. I like marbles.
You should have known from way back. I tried to amp you, tried to speak on your skills when other niggas felt me. But you know that if you wasn't with me, they can't even hear you right. And if you tried to snatch me up, it probably turned into a fight. I've been through my
It's the winner of the Grand Prix.
I know you see me chilling with fake players who try to rap me in the club and dance with me on the stage in Gators. They say you just hating, you jelly off the money that they making. People stripping broads, thugs and guards and punks catch the front. Get me
Kinda do
high
like
with
pop
all the
culture,
smoke and the blunts. It's not love, it's just lust. They always put me down when shit gets
Yeah, what?
rough. I can't
Kinda do
leave
some
alone.
pop
I need
culture stuff.
someone to hold me right, tell me their feelings. Speak honest to their
Movies
boys,
and
that's
music
why
and
we dealing. Niggas starting rumors like we ain't chilling and split up. When you been writing poems for me just to shut they lip up. And there's still cats who try to touch me when they spot me alone. Trying to tap me just to see if I'm turned on.
Guacamillionaire. What? I can't even say that.
Same frequency. And when you hold me, you make me pay. Come on.
So good. I don't never want to let you go. Can't see you with nobody else.
Player.
I just really had to let you know.
Is that one open? Full screen for the last race? Alright. Go. That's big, isn't it? Alright, yep, exclamation play to get into marbles. I'm gonna put 69 seconds on the timer now. Get him in. Get him in, get him in, get him in. Don't forget you can go exclamation play 1, 2, 3 or 4 and pick one of our really cool Christmas marbles. I don't think I got them yet. There's 21 of us in here. Yo! Alright, we've got 18, 17 seconds. Go! There's no sound coming through from it. I don't know why. Alright, we're dropping. Oh.
coming, youngin', coming at you. Co-signed by NFTG is Pete smacks ya. Need desperate applause, we gon' clap ya. Shell spin your rap.
Oh, I need to get some more cleanup grades because I don't think I want to get her to 12. Guess I haven't been harvesting those.
You have been?
No, I haven't. I haven't been focusing on the
Oh,
cleanup
you
grades.
haven't been harvesting or anything.
Just not the specific item that you need for the clean. I can hatch one though, so I guess I can give that away.
What are you laughing at? We're almost done here.
I got 8. That's probably where we're gonna. That's a call that.
Yes, that sounds good.
Quickly. Saved. How long was that? How long have y'all been doing that? How long did that take me to get 8?
Probably about 20 minutes. Nah, probably about 10 it probably took you. To be honest. Alright. Buzz King won that one. We'll see who won the GP in a second. How the heck did I die? I died last round too. There's one where there's ghost and they come and steal your marble off the track. Dun, 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 dun. I died last round also, yeah. I need to make note of which ones are the ones where you can die on and not use those. Oh, that's a cool ball Buzz King. Alright, let's go and see who won the Grand Prix. Alright. Buzz King came in third. Coven Deity came in second. And Twalter came in first. Jeez, guys.
Yeah, I already got.
How much do I have? 7.
Walter already got your wallet. So
Yeah, we're doing 7. 7's a better number.
I'll send you some bars, Walter.
Damn it. I keep forgetting about this.
Sweet Soul Saturday. It's been a sweet soul Saturday for Twalter.
All right, so 7 questions, points, 20 seconds. Should we lower that down?
You want the music off?
Yeah, music off. So we should maybe do like a 1, 4, and 7 for this one. Does that work for you? Actually, no, because we can't encourage the person to finish last. So that's too easy. All right, so 1, 2, 4, or 1 and 4. Just 1 and 4.
All right, Walter, you got your bars, buddy.
Is anybody listening?
I hear you. I'm not going to be playing trivia.
What does that have to do with your thoughts?
I think 1 and 4 sounds great.
All right, and we will cover the giveaway on this one, and I'll just wait and see who's 1 and 4. If you're Wax, we'll get some wax. If you're Solana, we'll get you something Solana. and that's just how that goes. I'm ready. I'm gonna kick this off with a start quiz.
Am I still full screen?
Yeah. All right, 7 questions. B pop culture questions. If you're joining us late, there is a hover state when you put your mouse or your, I guess, finger over. I guess this mobile's different. There's a little thing that you got to click on. I'm gonna show it to you right now. It's like this. You're on desktop. Please grant it permission to your name so that we know who you are and don't have to hunt you down.
My phone's almost dead. And on mobile, I'll show you on mobile.
Yeah. All right, so what you're doing is you're looking for this little guy in the middle here. When you hover over the screen that you see us on, that will slide out over the right-hand side. You want to click on it, and then go to Manage Access, and then grant it permission to use your Twitch name. That way we can see who is who. And it's just super helpful. Thank you for that.
On mobile, 1 second, I'll pull up mobile. On mobile, underneath the window, the video, you'll hit Quiz Kit and it will pop up there. And that's how you bring it up on mobile.
Excellent. Thank you, Kitty. All right, here we go. I'm going to click start the game. And
I like this feature.
the first question is, which animated film released in 2007 humorously portrays the life of a bee named Barry B. Benson who sues humans for exploiting bees? A Bug's Life, Ant-Man vs. Beelzebubs, Don't Be an A-Hole, B-Movie. Which animated film stars
Find the screen.
about Barry B. Benson who sues humans for exploiting bees? A Bug's Life, Ant-Man
Do you know who the
vs.
voice is?
Don't Be an A-Hole, B-Movie.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, it is. And I have that voice in my head right now because the kids watch this movie regularly.
We got 10 people. Bug's Life. That trick people up. Nobody thought it was Don't Be an A-Hole. Huh.
And that's what you're not allowed to be in my server.
Yeah. BBAA. All right. Let's see. Gold was the fastest. 12th or second. 8 Jam, Forrest, and Mike. So we got what? Jam and Gold are leading it right now. Next question. Here we go.
Who's contestant 13?
This 1964 drama set in 1964 is about a young girl who runs away from home and is taken in by an eccentric trio of beekeeping sisters. The Secret Life of Bees, Bee Free, Trey Buzz, the Three Biatches. That was insane. Shit. The Secret Life of Bees, Bee Free, Trey Buzz, Three Biatches.
Biatches!
A 1964 movie about eccentric trio of beekeeping sisters. Secret Life of Bees. That was correct.
Oh, really? I was like, no way that would be a movie.
All right, let's see if we can do that. 1 and 4. Mike, you answer the quickest. Walter, Caesar, Banana, Nana, 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 Nana. Isn't that a song by what's her face? A-N-A-N-A-N. Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah. Kitty slacking on that. On the wrong answer.
Because I'm not going for wrong answers.
So we got 12 to go. All right, here we go. This hip-hop group from the late 90s is famous for the saying, Killer Bees on the Swarm, Little Kim and Junior Mafia, Wu-Tang Clan, Beanie Man, Onyx. This hip-hop group from the late 90s is famous for the saying, Killer Bees on the Swarm, Little Kim and Junior Mafia, Wu-Tang Clan, Beanie Man, Onyx.
I think you kind of give it away by saying hip-hop group.
They're all hip-hop groups.
They're
Oh, I
groups.
guess- Yeah, I mean, maybe Beanie Man isn't, but that's the only one I can think of that had a
Well,
B.
Kim and Junior Mafia are just two solo singers that
No, they're
some
Junior
of the-
Mafia's a whole. It's a mafia. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, all right.
They were
yeah,
like
but-
they weren't. Yeah,
I'm not
They
thinking,
weren't-
all right.
yeah, they weren't really good. Many of them, but you got this wrong. Shame on you.
Whatever. I got it
Okay.
right.
Yeah. I used that Queen Bee reference earlier. I thought maybe I tricked up the budget. Jam knew that one. Since Caesar's 8, Walter, Kitteeh, which has Walter and Mike winning currently. We are on to question number 4. This 1978 horror film about killer bees that invade Texas was named The Swarm, Immigrant Invasion. Fuck that. Everything's bigger in Texas, The Hive. This 1978 horror film about killer bees that invade Texas was named The Swarm, Immigrant Invasion. Everything's bigger in Texas.
I
The
think
Hive.
this wrong.
Shit. $1978 was a good year, also. And the best ever record.
So is your birthday out?
Yeah, the Swarm is correct. I figured I'd get a couple people with the Hive. The other two were obviously one was super racist. The other one was not it. And yeah, Mike knew that one. That means that maintains a spot in 4. It's Walter sitting at the top 8 on his
Coming.
heels. Gold right behind. You get that. Oh, let's go. Next question. This documentary takes a look at the global bee crisis, exploring the reasons behind the decline in bee populations and what be done to save them. The bee crisis, what we know, it be too late. Queen of the Sun, what are the bees telling us? Be gone.
It be too late.
Did I just get it
Actually-
wrong?
Be gone. This documentary takes a look at the bee crisis and the decline of the populations. The bee crisis, what we know. Be too late. Queen of the Sun, what are the bees telling us? Be gone.
Damn it!
I killed him on that one. That was an awesome misdirection on that. Only 2 years. Who are those two? Contestant 31 and go. Y'all must have watched it, or you're fast ass Googlers. Probably just like B documentaries. Good stuff though. Contestant 31. Look at that, 231s new. All right, this music video for which 2010 hit song by Katy Perry features her dressed as a bumblebee. Bee cups. Firework. Bee celebrity. California girls. This music video for which 2010 hits.
God.
Because so funny.
Because.
Shit. That was the one that I was laughing at. California Girl was a dancer. The only other one that was actually a song was Firework. These celebrities kind of running too. Contestant 31. Walter's 8. Banana. The top 4. That means that Gold 31 is now in the lead with Mike 120 and 4. Is this the last question? I think it might be.
Is Mike even answering anymore?
Which Beatles song
He's
mentions
got-
a buzzing bee? Let It Be, Hey Jude, Blackbird, Losing the Sky with Diamonds. Don't overthink this one. Beatles song mentions a buzzing bee. Let It Be, Hey Jude, Blackbird, LS. What do you think it is? Straight up.
Mike's like, I'm not answering anymore based on the math.
I don't know Beatles songs that well for the lyrics, so I have no idea. I would guess Let It Be, just because.
That means that did Mike 120 math his math right? He did not. Damn. Gold to the top and Zate sneaks into foe. That means that I got 2 guys, which is fantastic. Yeah, good stuff. Damn, my Druja was how many off? 60,000 off. Yeah, nobody really close to perfect negative.
I didn't even try this time.
Fun stuff. Gold and Zay, I got y'all. I'm gonna hit you in DM here shortly. I'll make sure you get something special for coming out and a bunch of trivia. I think we're done here, right?
Yeah.
Honeyland community, thank you so much for coming out and being with us. I hope we do this again soon. I think we will, because I foresee some bee babies coming from our queen soon, and we're gonna need to know about how to care for them, right?
Yeah, we got the keynote next week for them, where they're gonna talk about the stuff they're doing, and yeah, the Universe 2 is coming up, so I think that might be an opportunity for you guys to kind of get more involved and at a lower cost. So
yep. And then we can talk about the LP, so that way it's we can help them out, at least our wax folks in transitioning, because it's just a kind of pain in the ass, really, if you don't know what you're doing. And I think we can ease that burden some. You're kidding, because our community members, like, I can just do it straight up, answer it, you know what I mean?
yeah, and you know what he showed us today with their marketplace. You know, if you've got HXD, so if you can trade stuff on Wax for NFTV, and then you can trade the NFTV for HXD, like, you can go right into the game and buy stuff. So
Right. So I'm very bullish on that idea. I want to implement it stats. Look out for that, the Wax folks. And then, my Honeyland folks, watch out for that NFTV bill coming for you. So, that's all I got. Please be kind, fellow human. Never know what they're going through. It could be the difference in somebody's life. The smallest gesture, biggest negative impact. Smallest gesture. So always just be kind. Kitty, anything for these people?
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. Be good, right?
Be good and possum.
Yeah, there you go. Trade up, what you got, man?
thanks everybody. Appreciate y'all coming out.
All right, on that note, we are going to find somewhere Kitty's got lined up for y'all to go.
I do have someone, actually. Yeah.
And we make sure that you bring all of our love to their stream and spread it across their Twitch. We love you. Thank you. Bye.
I'll just